On.
Hello, and welcome to the adventures of Waffle Plus, Waffle Adventures, the expedition of Waffle,
Woo,
something
woo, woo,
along those
woo, woo.
lines. Uh, the party is being mixed up slightly today, and your favorite wizard is taking over the DMing of this. We are taking place in a land far away from where the Waffle House are, when set in the continent of Marquet, where we find ourselves in the town of Rajama. You see a bustling oasis cradled within the Rubidan Desert's golden embrace. As the relentless sun beats down on your backs, you can see the shimmering waves of heat over the top of the valley. The air around you carries a symphony of spice sandalwood mingled with the aroma of roasting meats from the sprawling market stalls that span the valley floor. You have the strong smell of hookah pipe and sheesh coming from the various bars and cafes alongside. Welcoming but weathered locals greet you on the bustling streets, their face etched with the wisdom of years living in the desert. Amidst the lively atmosphere, you see groups of adventurers, guards, explorers, mercenaries, and treasure hunters gathering in groups, transporting great treasures from the ages past up and down the valleys. You, however, are going to a slightly more secluded space. You find yourself in the Palm's Shade, a small shisha bar in the side, built into the side of the valley, where you've been greeted in by the staff and brought into a small room at the back with a shisha pipe and comfortable chairs and ottomans laid around you, as you find each of yourself surrounded by a group of familiar, or maybe not so familiar, adventurers. The hostess says that the master of the building will be with you shortly with the job that was promised. So why don't you guys describe your characters? I'm going to start with Darius because you're at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, yeah, Darius is pretty much fairly typical of a half-orc. Quite large, slightly older. He's got a fairly confident bearing to him. Muscled, a little bit scarred, and somewhat handsome for a half-orc.
Brilliant. Alright, I'm going to butcher this. Stopku Spoken? Spoken?
Spoken, yeah. So Stopku is a little under 6 feet tall, very lean, very muscular build, long black hair that just seems to go off in every which way direction, and notably a very vibrant orange uniform McGee for anyone that would know that, and a blue undershirt.
Fantastic. I'm just going to go in a circle. So Doobie, you're next.
Yes, Doobie is quite noticeably a turtle, in his mid-30s, a little bit portly, about 5 foot, 5'2", a pistachio green skin. He's always sat there smoking away on his little pipe while these little mushrooms grow off his shell.
The strange feathered kenku next to him.
Yep. His name's Cork, and it really does sound like that. You'll notice whenever he speaks, he sounds very much different tone, different accents whenever he speaks. He's all black feathers. He's got quite a odd purple and blue style outfit, and he sits normally tuning his lute in the corner.
Perfect. And then last but not least, the human man in the corner.
As you see, Arthur, he's sitting there. He's wearing a large winter coat. He's sweating in the heat, trilby hat. He has got a briefcase on the table, which he's just closing after finishing a transaction with Cork, and pocketing 50 gold pieces. He takes out a large cigar, takes out a strange contraption, which looks like a small piece of wood, which he strikes along along a side of a box, and it lights, and he lights his cigar, and he takes a puff on it, and he goes, "Pleasure doing business." He's grey. He's probably in his late 50s. He looks a bit, a little bit on the feeble side, but you can see intelligence in his darting eyes.
Fantastic. So you're in a comfortably decorated room. It is sandstone. You can see that this room was carved into the mountain once, but it's been comfortably decorated. You can see there's drapes, rugs, awnings, curtains. On a comfortable wooden table in front of you, you can see there's a set of sheesh pipes with tubes attached. Darius, there is one attached to the wall next to you if you wish to partake.
Oh, I think this would be something Darius would have done in the past. Yeah, I think you'll be happily sitting there smoking away.
Absolutely. So as you sort of inhale first, could you roll me a d8, please?
I certainly can.
That's a 2. So as you exhale, rather than a vapor or smoke out, you see this trail of frosty mist bellow out of your mouth, and it cools you around the room very slightly as you see small little icicles dip to the ground and then disappear as they connect with the floor.
Ooh, is this normal?
It's not. This seems to be a very special kind of sheath pipe.
He's going to take a massive draw from this then to see if he can do the biggest blowout of this icy stuff.
Dewey is going to nod in approval.
Fantastic. Can you just roll me another d8 then for this?
Yep.
That's a 3. So as you exhale this time, you see that the smoke starts to take form as it bellows out in this great cloud, and you can see that you see men with sharp scimitars marching in ordered ranks, almost though going downstairs. And as they reach the floor again, they dissipate as the cloud just disappears.
Oh my god, this is amazing. Darius is having a whale of a time with this, and he's happily chugging away and watching all the different figures march and stomp and so on.
That's fine. And as you enjoy yourself and partake of the dates which have been laid out, you hear a knock at the door.
Arthur looks around slightly warily as it happens, and he snuggles up a little bit behind Cork, and he tries to hide a bit behind him. If they're after me, I'm not here, okay?
And you see a dark-skinned man with a rather impressive-looking beard step through the door. You see that he's wearing rich silks of green and yellow, and he has a great chain around his neck. During your attention, you see in his right breast, you see a large symbol of a platinum dragon pressed across as he sort of looks around you.
Arthur's now hiding under the table.
He sort of raises a bemused eyebrow at Arthur's antics as he sort of claps his hands, and you see that some of the lights come up around the braziers and the walls, slightly increase in their temperature. And he goes, you must be the adventurers of I heard. I am Mustafa. I am the proprietor and runner of this establishment and a local donator to the cause of the Platinum Dragon. I understand you are here responding to my advertisement. Is that correct?
Indeed we are.
That is good, that is good. I can promise a great fee upon collection. Tell me, what do you know?
When you mention money, Arthur's head pops up from under the table.
Hiding skills like that will come in very useful when you cut into the challenge.
Did you say money?
Indeed I did.
As in moolah. As in dosh.
As in moolah, as in gold and silver and maybe platinum if you fulfill your job with perfect terms.
Does Arthur actually refer to the money as moolah?
Yeah.
Well, that's all Cork's ever going to call money now.
Now, tell me, adventurers of yourself, what do you know of the history of this part of the world, particularly of the Hellcatch Valley?
Not a lot.
What would I know from mine with my history checks?
Can you roll me your choice to be either religion or history check?
Definitely history. Only a 7, unfortunately.
That's a 7. There's quite a bit of history to Marquet. You know that the Hellcatch Valley was famous for a long time ago. It was a vibrant jungle, but something in the past changed it to the desert it is now.
Okay.
That's fine. I have had a request from the Order of the Platinum Dragon in the town, or city I should say, Ivimon, all the way over in tal'dorei. Apparently these artifacts have been found in the in a temple, a mausoleum, some sort of ruin in the Hellcatch Valley, which I understand the Order are very keen to acquire. Working as the local operator in the area, I have offered my expertise in finding a team to excavate this for me. You come highly recommended from the other local employers, and I would like to request your services to find this mausoleum, find this ruin, and there is an item, a spear, which the Order of the Platinum Dragon requires. I can offer a forward payment of 500 gold pieces as a down payment, with a collection of 2,000 gold pieces at the end.
So Arthur then sort of crawls under the table, comes forward. Well, as the foreman of this group of impeccable explorers, I think it's only right that we renegotiate this. The total sum to be paid is how much?
As I said, 500 per person.
Oh, well, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, so 500. I think we should go up a little bit. Let's round it up to about 3,000, shall we? Yes. And as a foreman, of course, I will take a 20% bonus from everybody else. Yes?
Oh, sorry. Arthur, can you roll me a persuasion check, please?
You can try. Persuasion, yep. 12.
It's 12. You see, he sort of ruffles his well-kept beard for a moment, and he sort of stares you down for a moment, before he snaps his fingers, and he says, "Very well. I cannot give you such a commission, but 3,000 starting fee to be split amongst you."
Ah. Well, I will be the cashier and the secretary of this group of individuals. Everybody turns to everybody. Yes, agreed.
Do we actually know each other, or
No.
have we just met? Okay, absolutely not. This one does not speak for me.
I will allow you to determine your hierarchy of leadership in a moment, but allow me, I will fetch your coin and, most importantly, a pair of items you will need.
Oh.
I will return soon. And just with that, he disappears again, and he just pops out the door.
Well, that was interesting.
What's your game?
Well, I am a entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. I do negotiations, and we've managed to acquire a little bit more finance for our whatever we got to have to do.
Cork is just going to get up moolah.
Moolah, yes. So I've negotiated moolah. So that's 500 gold moolah each. And he gives
600.
600. Well, there's one, and he counts on his fingers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, and if you divide 3,000 divided by 5, you get and he starts to go into right. You get 500, 500, 500, 500, and he managed to do that in a way that it sounds convincing.
Okay.
Sure. I will do a deception roll if you wish.
Darius is not particularly intelligent or wise, so that would probably work.
That's fine. Darius,
28 on deception.
Yeah,
That
Darius,
would probably work.
this maths makes sense to you. You're not good with the money part. Usually, just make sure that it's gold at the end. That's the important part.
All right, good work.
That's right.
Doobie, he's obviously knows what he's doing. This is a man who's been around money. You've seen inside his briefcase, which is full of very high value trinkets and magical rings, which he's sold one to Cork already, and he can see he's a man of substance, very well dressed with dapper shoes. And smoking this large cigar, which is about 10 inches long. It's giving out an acrid smoke.
It's actually slightly overpowering the quite pleasant smell of the shisha pipes in the room.
Oh, it's really overpowering. There's a fug level in this room now, about 4 feet up. There's a layer of fog about 6 inches thick coming from Arthur's cigar.
In a really weird sounding accent that you probably would never have heard of, Cork is just going to start singing with a little tune of "There was an old man of Kilkenny who never had more than a penny. He spent all that money in onions and honey. That wayward old man of Kilkenny." And then just go back to his loop.
A travelled gentleman, obviously, a gentle whatever you are. Yes, does Arthur recognise where that accent comes from?
Can you roll me? Let's make this a insight check.
He has an ability to be able to replicate other people's accents and things. Insight check, yep.
Yes, please.
8.
8. You've definitely heard it before.
Yep.
You can recreate it and identify it. That wasn't a hard check.
So you've travelled to the sands of Joras, yes, to the peaks of Joras. I recognise your accent.
In a completely different accent, he'll go, "Yep."
And Arthur looks slightly confused. I think you're playing with me.
And as you're entertaining yourselves, you again through the door you can see Mustafa returns. You can see that in his hands he has two things. He has firstly a large-looking bag which jingles with great joy to many ears, and underneath he seems to have two things. He seems to have a sort of silk-wrapped bag underneath his arm, and in the other hand he seems to have a parchment of some kind held down. As he enters in the room, he says, I know you're excited, but please step back from the door. I need to set this down. It is rather heavy.
And Arthur sort of proffers him towards the table with the... And he tries to take the bag from him so he can put it on the table.
He's actually quite protective of the bag. You see that he sort of clenches his arm for a moment as you try to reach for it. Are you going to try and push it?
No. No.
And he lays these items down on the table. So firstly, he drops the bag and he says, I can hope you can trust in my honesty that 3,000 gold pieces to be divvied up however you have agreed. These are the two items that you will need for this expedition. The first, he unrolls and you see it is a parchment with a map of the canyons laid out, and you can see that a dotted trail has been gone into what looks like the start of the valley and then seems to end there. This is where my helpers and guides have managed to get to so far. This should get you 80% of the way of where you're going. And you see, with a degree of trepidation, he opens this silken bag. Underneath you can see it is a wooden carved statue. It appears to depict a dragon standing quite proudly, sort of wings spread. It says, this, from my understanding, it will allow you access into this mausoleum. This has come at great expense, both in gold and blood, and I ask that you take care of this with your lives.
Well, Arthur goes up. As he looks around to see if anybody else is going to stand forward and do anything.
I will happily pick up the statue that we need to take care of. I'll put carefully back in its box, make sure it's locked and latched.
Doobie, as a cleric, you recognise the statue. This is a statue of Bahamut, the silver dragon. The platinum dragon.
Yeah, and I know not to mess with him.
He's well respected, Bahamut. He's one of the most powerful deities, strong following.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very powerful... Arthur has heard in his travels a very powerful paladin from Imon who rides a motorbike. Dragonborn.
So unless you want that paladin to mess with you, then you better leave it with me.
Arthur's much more interested in the bag of money.
It is overstuffed. You can see that this bag is almost creaking at the edges.
Well, shall we just? Well, I think we should have a gander at this bag, don't you think? And open it up.
Yeah, I'd like my 500.
So I'm going to say, in the interest of time, you do indeed check the bag, and there is exactly 3,000 gold pieces there.
And is it real money?
It is real money. It is real gold.
Okay, so he bites down on it. You seems okay.
There's a very slight indent from your teeth.
Seeing Arthur do that, all Cork's going to do is actually peck a piece. He doesn't get or biting of it, so we're just going to peck it.
There's now just a very small beak end indent in your gold coin.
Yep. Followed by the mumbling of Ula.
Darius holds one out for you because he's not quite sure what you're doing, but it looks like it's important.
I'll just peck it as well.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And so, the money is laid out, and the path is granted. Where you're heading is about a day's travel away on foot. Maybe slightly faster if you acquired pack animals.
I do indeed have a ride for myself. I've got my set of 2 donkeys and my little wagon, my
Nice.
little ramshackle wagon, haphazardly slapped together. But it's got all the basics. So we've got all the cooking, we've got all the cleaning, we've got all the pooping, we've got all the herbs, we've got the spices, the pots, the pans, the snacks.
You're just the man I've been looking for then to help move my various enterprises. So Arthur just sidles up to you.
My wagon's not for sale, old man.
Enough of the old business. I'm as sprightly inside as you are. I don't wish to purchase it, but I may wish to hire your services.
If you're as sprightly inside as I look, then I feel sorry for you.
And he opens his briefcase again, and inside you can see there is an ivory comb. It says, "I will quite happy to sell you one of my combs. Help your coiffeur. I think they call that in Elvish."
He's just going to point to his very clearly bald head.
Ah! And he puts the comb away. I have something else for that. There's a little vial with green liquid in. If you pour this on your head and rub it, and you rub it repeatedly once a day for a month, then your hair will come back.
Just really quickly, just what sort of time of day is this?
Oh, sorry, he's doing it properly.
It is just past noon.
Okay, in which case, I'm just a bit tired of this man nattering my mouth, so I'm going to say, put it in your mouth. You want to make a constitution saving throw?
Sorry, what? Sorry?
Make a constitution saving throw.
Constitution?
Yeah, as he takes a pull in his pipe and just blows smoke into your face.
Constitution saving throws I'm really rubbish at.
Good.
Bloody hell.
Save. Constitution, yeah?
Yep.
7.
So, the smoke sort of seems to stick to your tongue, and suddenly you realise you're unable to speak.
Oh dear. Can he still smoke his cigar?
I mean, I'd assume so. It doesn't say anything about that. It just says, yeah. Unable to
You always
speak
stick out your
past
nostril.
Actually,
You
but
just see-
the
You
wagons.
just see Mustafa's hand twitching slightly, looking to the big bag of gold which has been emptied in front of him.
actually, Arthur quite likes the wintry upblast of air because he's really hot. He's just overheating in here, and you can see his complexion is slightly puce because of the heat. He's not designed for this climate.
But Mustafa sort of he changes his look for a moment, and there's a certain seriousness in his eyes as he says, "I've hired you because I understand that you are the best in your respective areas. Heed my warning that this is not an easy task, and this is why I've asked for you in particular. I worry that the crawler gangs will be the least of your worry. Now,
Do I know what the crawler gang is?
can you roll me a history check?
Yeah.
This is going to be of advantage for you, Arthur, given your background.
History, yeah. Advantage.
Please.
15.
15. You know the crawler gangs are groups of outlaws and bandits who pry upon the merchants and travellers in the valleys.
Okay.
And the magic stops. It's been a minute.
Crawler gangs. There's some really nasty ones out there. Some of them I affiliate with, but some of them, like Jake, you don't want to get anywhere near.
I imagine you can handle yourself, but keep an eye out and make sure. Try not to cross them if you can. Now, I am a busy man. I have a business to run and a charity to handle. If you have any further questions, I will answer, but otherwise I will need you to set off as soon as possible.
Arthur's still counting the money.
Silently to himself.
Yeah.
So you see, Mustafa makes his way out, and you are left in the room for your preparations.
Put the man and his money in the back of the wagon.
So he shovels it all into his suit, this briefcase. You're also going to go up and look at the hooker that Darius blew. Can he make any head or tail of it, or take any of the herbs out?
So as you take the top off to look at the herbs, you can see inside there's not actually herbs. There seems to be just a small glowing light. Imagine it's sort of like an atom with small things flowing around it. There seems to be some sort of magical effect placed upon it.
Oh, well, it's I'll try and pluck it out with my hands.
Can you just roll me a strength check to try and pry it off? It's actually attached to the table.
That will fail. 1.
So as you dig your heels in, a small bit of the ice from when Darius first blew it catches underneath your heel as you just fall straight backwards.
Darius, would you help me up?
Yeah.
You can see when he falls backwards, he never lets go of his briefcase.
Yeah, Darius will just pull you up.
Okay. Thank you kindly. There's a green thing there. Would you try and take that out for me? I dropped it in there by mistake.
Darius will have a little look in there. Does that sound plausible to Darius that this is something he's dropped in there?
So when you look at Darius, you see the same thing. You can see sort of this glowing green, sort of swirling thing.
Oh yeah, we'll just drag it out for him then.
That's fine, yeah. So you reach in and grab it, and your hand just passes through it. It doesn't seem to be physically there, although you do get a tingling in your fingers as you pass through.
Oh. What is this? I can't even... I can't touch it. What have you dropped in there? What is this thing?
It was one of my magical amulets. It's sort of... it can be quite tricky to pick up. Oh, well, we'll just leave it there then. I have plenty more, if you wish to purchase one.
I don't know what to do with it.
Well, you see, this is how powerful my magic is. If you wish to have some, you could have them. If you wish to pay with some of the coin you've been given, now you are wealthy.
What does it do?
Well, you see your hand went right through it.
Yep.
Well, the same thing could happen if somebody tries to afflict an horrible condition on you, like with a sharp, pointy thing. If you're wearing one of my amulets, you may find the thing goes right through you and misses you. It's very rare. This is from the age of the calamity. It's from the entrails of a beast called a displacer blost. The displacer blost is a creature that looks a little bit like a leopard and a lion and a dragon all mixed into one.
Oh. Yeah, let's give it a go then.
So he opens up his suitcase and you can see there's all these coins in there. He just moves them out of the way. Here we go. And there's a shiny. If you didn't know better, you would think it was brass amulet.
I don't know better.
But this, you're a solid sort, aren't you? I like you. I will sell this to you for 50 gold pieces, I think, because I like you. We're going to be travelling together.
Well, we might as well make sure it works first.
Okay, put it on.
Yep.
Okay. And he blows with his cigar, he blows a smoke ring at you.
Okay.
Did you feel that? Did that damage you?
I think so.
Oh, brilliant, it works a treat. But unfortunately, the magic only works once a day, so you'll have to wait until the sun rises before it can be used again.
I don't think smoke's ever hurt me though.
Oh, you haven't tried. You haven't been afflicted by the smoke of the bug-battered beast of trial, have you? No, you haven't. It's very...
We could be here for months.
Rocks fall.
Ben has switched off at this point.
Sorry. I'm not convinced. Try again tomorrow, all right?
You've noticed while you've been discussing, the other three have already left the building.
Oh, well, if you don't want it, I will take it back, and perhaps I will wear it, and you'll see how effective it is. And he pins it to his lapel.
All right, we'll see.
Okay.
On with the quest.
So preparations are made, and thanks to Doobie's rather serendipitous ownership of transport, you make your way fairly quickly, Avrishama, and you are in.
Can Arthur, before we go, buy a nice thick cushion to sit on?
You absolutely can. You can for a single gold piece, which
Thank
I'm sure which you bargain down to 2 silver pieces.
Yeah.
Good work.
To be aware, the wagon can carry one person because obviously the 2 donkeys can't carry too much more than what's already on it.
Well, Darius is on horseback. He's quite happy just plodding alongside.
So the journey continues, but adventure is had upon the way. I am going to call out what is called a skill challenge. So what each of you need to do here is describe a challenge that you encounter on your journey to this point in the valley, and what skill you'd use to try and overcome it. The idea being that if you succeed, that goes in the success tally. If you fail, that goes in the fail tally, and the results will vary depending on how that goes. So I'm going to start with Arthur. What's a challenge that comes across in the journey?
Well, we're leaving the city through the city gates, and the guards are there. Arthur is sort of wilting a little bit in the heat, and one of the guards notices him and the group. Now there is Arthur maybe has done a few things he shouldn't have done, and he needs to try and avoid detection. So he's going to try and bluff his way out of it by sweet talking the guards and convincing them that he's not the person they're looking for.
Perfect.
Using a Jedi mind trick.
Perfect. I'm assuming persuasion.
Persuasion. Yep.
Yes.
Can I give guidance to that?
Actually, it'd be more deception because he is the guy they're looking for.
Yep. Perfect. That is a yes to both. So a deception with a D4 for guidance.
27 plus D4. 31.
31. They've never seen this man before in their lives. In fact, you've made such a convincing story that they've actually given you a gold piece and wished you good luck on your journey.
Oh. And he does know that Aunt Maggie, and he says that he will. Aunt Maggie, I will see her when I get back from my travels. I will pop in and I'll help her with her washing. I think she needed some help last time I was there. Another gold piece. I'm doing well with my gold pieces.
I don't know, you're going to finish the adventure with more gold than you started. Okay, Darius, you're up next.
Okay, well I think along the way there might be a few things that could get in the way, something blocking the road. It sounds like our main mode of transport is a little bit put together. So I think Darius might have to use some kind of strength or athletics or something like that to get it past some kind of issue along the way.
Absolutely. You can see about a couple of miles in there is a rock fall which blocks a good chunk of the trail. So can you roll me an athletics check to try and push them out the way?
I certainly can.
I will guidance that again.
Ooh.
We've done more guidance in this game already than we have in 5 years of the other one.
Well, just so you know, my guidance is actually you're G'd up.
I'm G'd up. I love that.
You're G'd up, baby.
With a 15, Darius, it is hot out in the sun, but with your great muscle and your great strength, you managed to make quick work of this, and you managed to keep moving, and you take a short break underneath Doobie's caravan to cool off for a bit, which brings us on to the total of the hour.
Yep, sorry, I was just recorrecting because I wasn't on it. I think along the way, probably have some issue with the wagon. Maybe one of the wheels gets stuck in a mud or rocks or
It's very sandy, so yeah, absolutely.
like buried deep down. We need to get out and shovel it a little bit. And I may not be the strongest, but I can guide the others on how to best dig the wheel out.
Go for it. So what are you going to use to try and get people to dig it out?
Survival, just so
yeah.
from the directorship of it.
Go for it. Yeah, roll me a survival check.
I don't know why it's a +3 on there. Ignore that.
I'm assuming you gave yourself guidance.
I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, you can. You can give guidance to yourself. So yeah, with a 30, you've been on the beach your entire life. You know sand, and just with a quick moment's notice, you managed to get the cart back moving again. It is now getting to about 2 o'clock. The sun's starting to move behind the valley and the heat is cooling off a bit, but you can see that there are growing shadows now on the other side. Stop coup.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with highway bandits, and when we spot them, I stare them down and intimidate them into submission, so that they think better of it.
Absolutely. So as you're traveling, you notice that there are a group of men in dark coverings and turbans at the top of the valley.
Can Arthur help him because he knows who they are?
Yes, you can. You can give advice.
He stands behind him and whispers in his ear. See that one up there? He's a bit of a mother's boy. So if you don't insult his mother, but he hates his dad.
Can you roll me a intimidation check with advantage, please, Stop Q?
Okay. 18.
That 18 is a success. As they look at you, they can see the arms on yourself, the physical arms on Darius, and the strange-looking turtle man. And you see that they seem to back off, perhaps waiting for easier prey.
Good stuff.
It's now 3 o'clock.
And Arthur bows and takes his hat off and bows at the bandits.
You just hear in the distance spitting and muttering. Maybe not as friendly a relationship as you remember, Arthur. And then finally, Cork Pop. The day is still high, but in the valleys, you are now in the shadow as the sun has dipped behind the edge.
Yeah, sorry, as Comcast says. Boredom is what I'm going to be trying to fight for the group with the random songs and the lyrics.
Absolutely. So can you roll me a performance check?
A performance?
You G'd up.
15.
That's a 15. The day is tough, and you're starting to feel the fatigue, but then the noises and the sounds and the music coming from Cork Pop revigorate your spirit, and you're in a fine mood. And you make your way through the last section as you come up to the edge of a great canyon. And I'm assuming everyone can see that on the new map.
Yep.
Yep.
You can. So you can see here that the valley starts to narrow very sharply. So you can see that there are two rocky faces on either side. And you can see that it seems to split off ahead. Who has a passive perception above 15?
Oh, not above.
Absolutely not.
I haven't worked out what my passive perception is.
I have a 16.
That's
I don't. No.
This is 16. Okay, with a 16 pop, you actually see the legs of a figure just ahead of you. Let me bring him to the top layer. As you can see, a figure with his foot splayed out on the ground.
Splayed out as in like they're laying down, or
Sitting, more likely than laying down.
He's going to sort of squawk and point, and then again in another language, it's just going to be the same person and point.
Could be a spot for an ambush. How high are these walls?
They go up about 30 feet. You can see it's sandstone quite sharply going up. Imagine sort of Grand Canyon, Monument Valley style of rocks.
Cool. Don't like the idea of going in there.
Well, that's the way the road goes.
It is, but I think we could probably do it a bit more cautiously.
Oh, is there somebody there in front of us? Who's a tough who can deal with this?
Oh, I could certainly deal with it.
Does Arthur recognise this person now? Now he's been pointed out.
See, that why it's been putting out. You don't recognise him. All you can see at the moment is just a foot. You can see a leather boot splayed out with sort of dark clothing over the top, but you can't make out any details with that. It seems the rest of his body is obscured behind the stone.
Cork will be sitting there and he'll just be muttering, "An ambush, a deadly surprise. But take care if you do be wise, and never leave a way out, because without any doubt you will not get additional tries."
No. Arthur looks confused again.
I heard the bird.
The bird is the word. You know?
Yeah.
Here, I've got an idea. Everyone gets scared by that, I'm sure.
Yep.
I want to get up to the top here and look down. I don't like the idea of being below stuff.
Okay.
So Darius wants to climb this hill. In my mind, Grand Canyon, that's pretty sheer, isn't it? And pretty smooth.
It is. So you look at the rock face and you see that it's sort of jagged, smooth rock stones. You can see some parts quite sharp. But you think, you're looking, it's definitely climbable. It would be difficult, though.
And donkeys can't climb, man.
No, but we can make it safe before the rest pass through. At least have a little look around. Maybe there's nothing. So, Darius wants to climb up here to get a wander over and basically look down on where these legs are.
Absolutely. So, your climbing speed is fine, because you're quite a strong guy, but can you just make me an athletics check to just climb up this rock face?
Absolutely can. Am I G'd up?
You are absolutely G'd up.
Oh, I'm loving this.
That is a 15. So with a 15, you start to scramble your way up. There's a couple of close calls at the moment, and you manage to get a couple of small cuts across your wrist and your fingers. But you do manage to get to the top. So if you just place yourself here at the top of the rock face. As you reach your head over, you're greeted by a figure standing there. You see, laying down on the ground next to you is another one of these men. You can see that his face is covered and he's wearing a turban on the top. He seems to be wearing black and red. Not much can be gleaned otherwise. He's very covered up. Almost all of his body is protected from the sun. But you can see that he is unmoving. He seems to just be lying on the ground.
I assume he's seen me.
There's no reaction.
Interesting. Does he look alive?
He has not moved.
Darius is going to get up and go over and poke him. Sorry, go on.
And as you poke him, there's a sort of a reaction from your force, but nothing beyond that. He does appear to be dead.
I'm gonna shout back down to the rest and say, here, these guys here are dead. Something else is going on.
And as you look, Darius, you look around, you can see there's actually a few more people here, all appearing to be dead. They seem to be lying on the ground. You can see this one with the red sash round his chest. He seems to be standing, but completely unmoving, almost like a statue.
Oh.
Again, like the one next to you, they all seem to be covered head from toe.
Alright. I've not seen this before, I'll yell down. I'm going to the one next to me. I want to know what's killed him, so I'm going to try and look through the clothing, or try and unravel it.
So yeah, as you sort of pull it off, the first thing you immediately notice is you pull the face mask down, and you can see that the skin and face underneath are completely desiccated. It seems to be this completely dehydrated underneath the sun. You look; it almost looks as though he's been rotting away over many years. You can see that as you inspect further, that parts of his skin seem to have been taken away, and you can see raw muscle underneath. Can you roll me a medicine check, Darius, as you're the one inspecting?
Yep.
You're too far away, Doobie. It's a touch
Am I?
for guidance.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So unfortunately, that's a 10 in this case. It looks as though they've died of dehydration, as though they've died and the sun has bleached their skin and bones.
Does that make sense with someone standing up to Darius?
I'm going to say with your medicine of 10, you don't know.
Sure, that's absolutely fine, yeah.
You're very good at breaking people, but putting them back together has never been your specialty.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to yell down to everyone, look, it's pretty inhospitable around here. It looks like these guys have had it. If you guys want to make your way through, I'll stay up here and look down just in case. So basically I want to stay up here and sort of look down on them and just sort of walk my way across.
We'll move on.
Yeah, as you do so. From your position, Darius, can you just roll me a perception check? So you've got a position of height.
Yep.
It's a 14. With a 14, you notice two things. Firstly, you see that there seems to be a python with a rope attached to it on the other end of this rock face. And likewise, you see there is another figure over on the far side from where you are. And you can see that this one seems to be moving.
Yep, that will be an instant shout out just round the corner to your... Does Darius, he's not so stupid he wouldn't know left and right. To your right.
You shout it out.
Are you guys proceeding forward?
I'm in the cart. It's up to the cart driver.
I guess we're moving onwards.
Okay. Darius is going to move over here if that's cool, and give this moving one a wave.
It doesn't make any obvious moves, but you can see that it sort of tilts its head. It doesn't turn, but tilts its head towards you.
Yeah, okay. Darius is going to... yeah, I think he would. He's going to prep a hand axe and just yell down, identify yourself.
In the meantime, I will. It doesn't say this takes very long to. It doesn't say how long it takes to do, but I'm gonna grow my mushroom caps. Grown on my shell, they expand and start looking like sparks flickering across the surface of them. And there's 14 of those.
Does your deity wish to consecrate these dead people into the ground?
I think we're consecrating some alive people into the ground, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know which particular person or deity do you worship?
Jaunty.
Jaunty? I'm sure marvellous. I don't know Jaunty. Tell me about Jaunty. I could be persuaded to join your religion, of course, if you if we got off a good working relationship.
As
Sorry,
you're chatting away, Darius, you see what you see. You see that the man, he gets to his feet, and you see that he starts shambling over to the centre of the valley, towards the noise.
That's enough from you. Stay where you are. Who are you?
There's no reaction.
Mr. Cleric, I think probably you wish to do something. I have a very bad feeling about this.
That's fine. Stop, Ku. You can see this. You can see this man covered head to toe in these black robes, his turban, face covered. He's shambling towards you. He looks very injured as his arms are outstretched. You see his glazed over eyes start to look at you.
Wants to eat brains.
Are you okay, sir? Can I help you at all?
Help! Help! And you see that he lays his arm on your shoulder and he sort of collapses onto his knees. Help!
Oh, yeah, looks so good.
Can you can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Sure. 4.
Oh dear.
The streak continues.
You feel an aura of darkness. Something feels wrong, but you can't place it. It's not physical. Help!
Does this look wrong to Darius from where he is? He's already wants to attack this guy, basically.
Can I, I was going to say, from my position, I've moved up close to try and examine him. Can I figure out a reasonable distance?
I would say from 5-10 feet away. You look at this man, and again you can see his eyes are glazed over. You can see that his skin looks really dehydrated, as though he's been under the sun for many days. There is consciousness there, but it is barely holding on. This man is almost just reacting to stimuli.
So it's not like the lights are on, there's no one home, so I don't think he's actually, it's like undead-esque.
Looking at him, he looks as though he's on death's doorstep.
Okay, so he could still potentially be alive. Okay, in which case, I will. I'm trying. Sorry, I've named all these spells really stupid things, and now I can't find what I need.
Hate when that happens.
I was gonna say, trust me, and it's gonna be heathen word basically.
Okay.
So that's gonna be 1d4.
So as you speak this holy word to this man, it has no effect.
Okay, I'll cast it still anyway.
The spell has failed.
A man who can't trust has no soul.
Help! Water! As he starts heading towards you, Doobie.
I mean, I've got a water pouch thing. I've forgotten the word for it now. Water skin. I'll hand that out to him.
Absolutely. He takes it, and you just with weak hands, he opens it and he pulls down his face covering. And like Darius, so you can see this man's desiccated. You can see that the skin is taut and partially ripping. As he pours the water into his mouth, you see as suddenly he just disappears into a pile of sand and falls to your feet.
I will catch my water skin when it drops.
You do so. You manage to catch it, and all that remains of this figure is a slightly damp, wet patch of sand on the ground.
What was in that water you gave him?
Oh, this is just plain water. It's not the holy water.
Well, he's dead. I've not seen water do that before.
Would I have any idea of what potentially could be going on?
Can you roll me a religion check, please?
Not my best one. I can guidance myself, right?
You can guidance yourself.
18 then.
18. You're not sure.
Fair enough.
There's a number of effects and curses and magical spells, but this is nothing you've encountered or heard of before.
Yeah, it's not really my thing. It exists, but I can't give you the details.
Weird.
So Darius, as you look around, these figures are unmoving. The rest of you, if you so choose to move up, you can see that this canyon's dotted with these dead bodies.
So Arthur goes up, clambers up to try and have a look at them.
I will say, if you use the rope, you don't need to make a roll.
Yeah, he's going to use the rope. He should probably still make a roll anyway.
If you would like to make a roll, you can make an athletics with advantage because you are using the rope.
Because he's a bit rubbish at this sort of thing. 17, All right, so
Your knees and arms are shaking as you do it, but
Yep.
you do manage to pull your way up.
So I pull my way up. The brogues are slipping slightly on the rocks. Gets up and he has a look at these dead. He sort of looks them over and makes sure that there's nothing on them that they don't need anymore.
That's fine. So you carefully and respectfully, of course, check their pockets, and you find a number of things. You find a number of coins. You find a strange-looking rod, which looks quite expensive. It's gold and blue, sort of lapis lazuli, and it's curved at the end. Imagine what the Theras used to hold.
Oh, like an ankh type thing, yep.
Like an ankh, yeah. And there you can see that there's various pieces of jewelry, brass, gold, silver. These guys were carrying a lot of very expensive stuff.
Is Darius seeing him do this?
Yeah, he would be. Yeah, he'd just be.
Darius. Well, it just looks like we should split this. You get the top 20% and I get the bottom 80%. How about that? You get the top.
How plausible does that sound to Darius?
That's up to you, Darius.
Sure. Okay. I think Darius would want to share that with the group. I think takings are. He'll still go for the top 20%. That sounds great.
Huh? So you're given the cheap-looking trinkets and things he's got.
Yep, and I will when we reconvene, I will spread those among the others.
Yep. Okay. So Arthur's a bit crestfallen. He thought he'd probably want you to share them just between you and me. But okay, he admits to. He lets you sort of. Darius takes it, puts them in his briefcase, which is starting to get a little heavy, and he will share it with the group because Darius has seen it.
Fantastic. So yeah, you have a large collection of jewelry and gems and cups and various items of value which you've managed to scrounge off these dead bodies.
Okay, so he's got a pouch with gems in, but he's gonna put that in a separate pouch so they can divvy it all up. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay. Are there any of the gems in there particularly looking valuable?
A lot of this looks very valuable. So, for example, the cup you've taken is gold.
No, the gems. Only the gems look valuable.
There's a couple of sapphires,
Okay.
which are quite expensive.
So he's got two pouches. He's got one pouch full of expensive gems and one pouch full of cheap gems. So can he actually get? I love being a rogue. Can he do a sleight of hand to see if he can just swap some of the sapphires for some of the cheap gems in his pouch?
Absolutely, Arthur, go for it.
You guys hate me, don't you already? Sleight of hand. There we go. What have we got? Can't see that. 16.
As a 16, Darius is the only one around, and he's not really paying attention. So yeah, you managed to, with a quick flash of the fingers, swap your hands over.
Okay. So that whatever. So he swapped them for each gem. He swapped them are only worth 10 gold pieces.
Perfect. And you now have a bag full of 500 gold piece sapphires.
Okay. So I've swapped that for 50 gold pieces worth of gems. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cheap gems. Oh God, Mike's taking notes. JC's taking notes.
Swaps for the fake stuff.
Okay, sorry about that. I digress.
No, that is all right. I will say, as you investigate, you do notice that each of these bandits have a commonality apart from their outfits. You look at each of them and you notice that they all seem to have a sort of a tear-like marking coming from their cheeks. Imagine sort of like a gang sign.
Do I recognise a gang sign?
Can you roll me a religion check, please?
No. Religion. Oh, 19.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey.
It's a 19. Actually, you've had a run-in with the crawlers before, and you recognise this. This is a Fist of the Ruiner. It's one of the crawler gangs which operate in the valleys. You know that they have an allegiance to their god Gramoosh. They
Okay.
mark themselves in contribute.
Okay. He's slightly shaken by that. And he shares that with Darius. Darius, these dead people here they are affiliated to your god.
My God.
Oh, Darius, is that offensive to you?
I suppose it could be.
You know, Grumsh the Slayer.
Yeah, that's not my god.
He's a god of the orcs, isn't he?
Some of them.
Not you. My bad. Okay, well, shall we go round and join the others? Arthur's changing tack very quickly there.
I think. Do we actually know which way we're going?
You're going north, so with Doobie's map, you know that you're heading north.
Sure.
As the canyon continues to get narrower and windier.
Yeah. So it depends, DM, on. I will stay up top as long as I can, unless the canyon top doesn't follow as such.
You can. The issue you've got is the canyon walls get higher as this path goes through it. So if you imagine the path is remaining level, but the walls on either side are getting higher and higher, you don't know if you'd be able to get back down again.
Okay. Yeah. We won't risk that then. That's fine.
I mean, you could get back down again. It would just be very splatty.
It's very fast, though.
It would be, yeah. You see, I can do a portal spell. I can get there really quick.
So, will you continue to move on?
So Arthur goes down here. Okay, we still got the cart?
I'd assume just wherever I am, the cart's going to be.
Arthur goes down. He opens his briefcase from behind, and inside is a mirror and some pigments and things, and he actually draws in his face with his makeup bag the teardrop under his eye.
Okay. You do so, and I will make a note of that.
So it's your god?
Well, yes. Well, there's an old saying, when in Emon, and do what Emonians do.
But you're not an orc.
Ah, I can become one. I have a trinket for that.
And face paint.
And face paint, exactly.
So as you travel on, the wind is blowing quite nicely through the valley. It's a constant comforting wind as it blows in your face, and although you are getting sand on your sticky, sweaty brows, it is somewhat pleasant. And it gets darker. It is now 4-5 o'clock as you travel, and then as you come out, you travel through one final turn, and you come in front of you to a great opening. Can everyone see that?
I'm still on the previous map.
Oh, that's because I haven't moved you. Apologies.
Oh, it's so nice when somebody else does this.
Oh, we're loading.
I was so stressed at making this mistake myself.
And you want to go all the way down to the bottom of the page.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes. There we are.
Ah, there it is. Oh, this is massive.
Oh,
So
blimey.
in front of you, you see this great square platform which seems to be carved into the rock face. Imagine Petra, like a big doorway in Petra. And in the center, you can see this great circular stone covering, almost a door-like shape. And around it, you can see what seems to be carvings and markings which have been ebbed away by time and wind and the elements.
Do the markings make any sense to any of us?
I will say, Doobie, can you roll me a religion check as you're a cleric again?
Yeah, I'm a cleric without a religion proficiency. That's a 14.
That's a 14!
Oh, I have a trinket for that.
So as you look around, most of this has been worn away by time. But as you look at sort of circular patterns, it seems to tell a story of there seems to be a great civilization. You can see there are dragonborns of all types of colours: silver, gold, brass, all walking, and they seem to be bending down in front of some figure, but it's been to be etched away by time. Whoever they're bowing to seems to have disappeared off this story. As you're sort of examining this, you can feel a thumbing in your bag. Something seems to be pulsing.
In my back or bag? Sorry, I didn't.
In your bag.
My bag.
Your
Okay.
bag, yes.
I will try and have. I guess I'll pull my bag down and have a quick look and see what's causing it.
I say it's fairly quick to find. The statue you were given by Mustafa is thrumming very quickly.
Ah, of course. And I will hold it up and I'll sort of just, I guess, point it and turn it around in a circle a bit, trying to see if it changes in any direction.
It does. As you very quickly, as you bring it out and sort of present it to the door, you can see that the wooden part of it seems to flake away. As underneath, you can see the statue is made of pure platinum. And as it does, you can see that the door, there is a very loud click.
Well, I'll keep that in one of my hands and I'll pop my satchel back on and plod on.
Okay, the door is still closed.
Well, I'll take it up to the door. Hold the statue up.
There's no further reaction.
Rub it on the door.
There is a door. Oh no! Might as well go home now.
You see some of the sandstone sort of flakes off as you rub this statue next to it. Arthur, you've just seen that this supposedly wooden statue has flicked away for a layer of pure platinum underneath.
Arthur's very interested all of a sudden. Well, I think I know how this door opens. So he says, "Like, give me the statue." He heard the click, I assume.
You did hear the click.
Yeah. So give me the statue.
Go on then. I'll give it.
So he takes the statue and he goes up to the door. Can he see any obvious handles or anything on it?
Not any obvious handles, no. It seems to be like a big circular door, like a wagon wheel.
He pushes it.
As you push it, it moves forward very slightly, and then it drops.
There you go. That's how you open a door. And he puts the statue in his. He opens his suitcase, puts the statue in.
And as it does, you can see that the door seems to just roll to the side.
And Arthur stands back and says, "After you, gentlemen."
I'm just going to poke my head around the side and make sure it's like actually. Was it the way it dropped? Was that how the door was meant to go, or is he just literally just broken this like ramshackle door?
So as you look, you can see that there is indeed a groove carved into it, as though the door rolls in and out of place.
Okay, so that's natural how it functions.
Yeah. And by just applying a bit of force, it has just moved off the dust and stone it's accumulated over the years and just rolled into it as it's supposed to.
Fair enough.
I'm spoiling again.
There you go, Darius.
Thank you. I'm getting very insecure about this.
I have a trinket for that.
Meanwhile, in the background, Cork is all these little limits I've been putting in the chat. That's what he's going to be mumbling to himself.
Yeah.
He's nattering to himself.
Yeah.
Darius and Doobie, your horse and donkeys are not happy. They are very distressed and they don't want to go any further.
I'm going to try and, with my excellent animal handling skills, try and calm them down. So go up to them and give their faces a rub and chat to them, whisper in their ears.
Yeah, just roll me a quick animal handling check for that, please.
Yeah, 20.
But you've been with them a long time, and they do trust you implicitly. So as you soothe
I feed them an extra little treat.
Absolutely, they're definitely gonna love you for life. And they calm down a bit, but you can see they're still distressed. Something's got their hackles up.
Mm-hmm.
Darius, it's the same with your horse. It's trotting uncertainly in place.
And that is since the door opened.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Alexander's pretty clever, often more clever than Darius, which isn't too hard. But if he doesn't want to go in, I don't think he should go in.
The only way is forward, man.
We can go forward, but if Alex wants to stay here, then he stays here.
Well, I mean, we can leave the horses and donkeys and what have you out here, but I think we got to go in now.
Well,
Yeah,
whilst,
we do.
That's what we got paid for.
whilst this has been discussed, can Arthur just survey the ground, make sure there's no disturbance in the sound or little cracks in the sand that shouldn't really be there?
So from where you can see, Arthur, you can see sort of in the gateway it seems to be stone slabs, sandstone slabs, as far as the eye can see, and you can see that there seems to be a light source coming ahead. But apart from a bit of wear and tear from the age, everything seems to be structurally sound here. At least as far as you can see.
Cork is going to use his DOS loot, which is the uncommon magical item, because it can do 3 spells. One of them is Animal Friendship, and he'll cast it at 2nd level to try and calm the horse and the donkey down. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, you can absolutely. So with a strum of your, remind me, what is your instrument?
The particular one is called the DOS loot. I'll try and get it in the chat.
That's all right. So yeah, with some lovely notes coming off the flute, you can see that the animals immediately calm down. They're sort of mesmerised by the sound coming off you.
Yeah. So hopefully we're all nice and calm now, and hopefully they'll follow me into the place.
They will, assuming that their owners let them, of course.
Alex isn't going in. He made his mind up. I don't trick him into stuff. So I'm happy to leave him behind.
There was just a small wind blowing in your faces from deeper in.
Is it nice and cool?
Actually, no. It's quite tepid and warm.
How stale is it?
Very. You get the feeling that whatever this is has not been opened in a very long time.
Right. Well, I've done my part. I've opened the door. So, brave warriors first. Yes.
Absolutely.
Are any of you warriors, by the way? Are we all just desk clerks?
I think we send the bird in.
The canary.
The canary.
Darius will lead the way.
Okay, so as you step in, it is dark in here. The small bits of light you've got in the valley are not getting very far, although with your dark vision you do have a certain amount of dim light, which I will add to you now.
To be fair, I think I'd like a torch.
Well, Arthur's actually got a lantern, which it was in a compartment in his briefcase, and he takes it out, a hooded lantern, and it's got oil, and he lights it.
Brilliant. I've added a light to you, Darius. I think that's Darius to you, Arthur. So I think that should now show up.
Because I can't see in the dark, and I've also got cataracts.
Stopco's going to find a pebble or something else on the floor, just something that's easily holdable, and I'll cast light on that as well.
Perfect. So you have light as well, Stopco.
Cool. Thank you. I've got dark vision as well, if that helps.
That's all right. I've just added that onto you.
With dark vision and light, I don't need a torch. I'm gonna arm myself with hard reset and start making my way in.
Hard reset.
Yep. Sometimes the soft approach doesn't work. You just need to hit it.
I approve of this.
Okay, so as you step in, you enter into the what seems to be an atrium or entry room. You can see in front of you again more of these sandstone tiles, and you can see on the side there seems to be two statues which go to floor to ceiling. It seems to be about 20 foot up. And you see a pair of dragonborn figures. The one on the left seems to have broken many years ago as his arm and half of his body have fallen to the ground. But the one on the right seems in good condition. You can see the stern-looking face and armor of this figure.
Is it safe?
Not sure.
We haven't died yet.
Who, by the way, do Darius and Stopku, are they big and bulky?
Darius certainly is.
Stopku's more wiry.
Okay, well, I think Arthur's going to come and join you then, because he seemed to be a little bit more capable than the bird and the tortoise. The menagerie.
As Cork is staring at you, it will be left eye blink, then right eye blink.
I've heard about stuff like this. It has traps and magic and stuff. What do you think of that? And I'll turn to Arthur and point to the dragonborn that's staring back at us.
So Arthur has a good look at it, and he surveys the scene. Does he see any evidence of things that are going to hurt us?
There's nothing obvious. I'm going to make you roll for this because at the distance you are, it's going to be difficult to check. But it seems to be these two dragonborn figures turned to face the entrance.
Well, I think they're here for a reason. That reason we have to ascertain. I'll tell you what, somebody should go and actually look at them close up. Why don't we roll for it?
All right.
So I have some dice.
I'm sure you do.
Roll, Darius, roll a d6. The highest has to go and do it. But roll this d6.
Am I just running a d6?
Yep. So it rolls up a 5. Stop Q, roll a d6. And R rolls a d6. Comes up as a 1. So, Darius, looks like the gods are asking you to go and do this. And it gives you a gentle push on your back, which has got quite weedy arms, so it's not very good.
Yeah, right, I won that roll.
Congratulations, yes, you won the right to go and do this. And he pushes you again.
Oh, I don't think that's how it works.
Pushes you a bit harder.
Push as hard as you want.
It's alright, Darius. I'll just go with you. It's fine. We'll go together.
Oh, I don't know about this one.
Alright, fine. I'll do it.
No, as in, I don't.
I'm glad I don't have to DM for me.
This one. Let's go and have a look then.
It's a bit of motivation for you in the back.
Throw something at it.
Just put behind us.
Is that actually there?
That'll get them moving, won't it?
Jesus.
We'll see how quickly a tortoise can move.
The old adage of shitting yourself won't be like that with Cork. He lays an egg.
Lays a brick.
Where exactly is this statue? How far are we going in? Because they're just kind of moving quite far at the moment.
That's fine. So you can see them now on either side. So the one on the left is broken and shattered, but the one on the right seems to be in fairly good condition. You can see in his left hand he holds a great big shield, so imagine sort of a tower-like Roman shield. And on the right he's holding a torch, which seems to have a sort of a faintly blue glowing flame on the top of it, which is illuminating the room in addition to your handheld torches.
Okay.
Oh, I never like magic.
So Arthur creeps up.
Alright, I'm going to pick up a stone or rock or something. I'm going to pelt it across the room, like directly in front of these things.
Okay, so you throw it and clack, 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 clack. It bounces across the floor and into the wall and it lands in a pile of sand in the corner.
Alright, they don't dislike rocks.
Good to know.
So we've worked that out.
So which one's got the blue torch?
So the one on the right has the blue torch. It's the one it's illuminating light as well.
So it looks slightly magical. Yep.
It does look magical.
Ooh, Arthur's going to sort of, once everybody else is done, he's going to wend his way over there.
Wait, are you going in front of the group?
Oh, there's potentially loot there, isn't there?
There's money to be had.
Money to be made.
Moolah.
Yes, yes, Bird. Do you want to go and have a look at that and earn some moolah? If it's valuable, I'll split it with you. You get the top 20%.
Statue, creepy place, not good.
So Cork, as you take a step forward,
Oh god.
the four of you, Stopku, Darius, Arthur, and Cork, you hear a suddenly the ground beneath you gives way as you fall, only 5 foot.
Can Arthur try and jump backwards?
I will allow you to make a dexterity save in a second, and I'm just going to do something quickly. As suddenly you fall into this big pile of sand directly underneath.
Oh.
As it goes straight up to your knees. Let me send that to the back so you can see yourselves. And suddenly you are in this. Arthur, as you're close to the edge and you're quite quick on your feet and you've got evasion, can you make me a dexterity save?
Cork, would you be able to as well, or?
I'm gonna say no
12.
for Cork,
Fine.
because you set this off. 12. That is not enough for this, I'm afraid. So as you do this, you manage to
He just
get
slips.
your fingers on the edge before you slip in.
Well, I
and
like
you-
I like to think he's just standing on the edge and his arms are windmilling round and round and round and round and round. He just falls forward flat on his face.
And as you do this, you are up to your knees, and then you're up to your thighs. As you realise that you are sinking into this sand very quickly.
Oh, help! Right, okay, he's going to try and get out. Is Cork and everybody else in the same predicament?
Everyone apart from Bibi.
I don't really have a lot to help here. I mean, I have some rope. I could try.
A hand? A hand?
Oh, he's close enough to the side.
You're right next to them.
Oh, I'll try and pull him up then.
So can you just make me a strength check with advantage, Arthur, or Doobie? You could make this check for him.
Oh, please.
Could I try and use any skills of my knowledge of the way the world works, with how sand works, and safely pulling him up?
You could
less
tell
damage,
him there
with
are
a
many
survival
ways
skill?
to get out of quicksand, Doobie. Sadly, most of those are theoretical. This is going to require a bit of welly.
Okay.
All right.
So what do you need to run?
So it's your choice. You can either make a strength roll, or Arthur can make a strength roll with advantage because you're helping him.
He's basically going to rely on Doobie to pull him out.
Okay. In which case, can I just quickly check? I've got this stone of good luck, which gives me a +1 to ability checks and saving throws. Is that for strength checks, or is that for stuff like acrobatics checks? I'm not sure.
That is for everything.
Everything.
So all ability checks, including strength, and all saving throws.
That should add 1 then. Yes, I think it did.
Oh, you're as weedy as I am. Excellent.
So that's.
No, it hasn't. It should get rid of my -1, but it hasn't. So that's actually a 6.
That's a 6. So the good news is you've managed to grab hold of Arthur's hand. The bad news is you haven't moved him an inch. He's just held in place. You're not sinking anymore, but you're not being lifted out either.
And he's only giving you one hand. He's holding onto his briefcase with all his goodies in with the other.
So, give me strength, and I'll grab the briefcase and pull by the briefcase. I'll give it another go.
Darius.
Yep.
You are starting to sink quite quickly into sand. You're wearing a lot of heavy armor and items like that.
Yep.
You are near the edge. You could pull yourself out.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So you try and make a strength check to try and pull yourself back into the edge.
Arthur calls across and sees how it didn't work for us. Says, look, you need to put your hand on that bit there and on that bit there, and you can pull yourself up, because that's what I did wrong. That's a help. That's a help.
You didn't help the person getting you out.
No, because it worked out how to do it. So that is as a help action is up to 30 feet away.
Yep,
Oh, nice.
that is fine. So yeah, you have the strength check with advantage, Darius.
Hoppa!
18, absolutely fine. So with a heave, you managed to pull yourself out.
Yeah, just like I told you. I told you we make a good team.
As you land on the edge of the side there.
Excellent. Let me know if there's anything else I can do.
At the moment, you've pulled yourself out. Stop, Ku. You're right in the middle. You're actually far from any walls, and you can feel yourself being sucked towards the center, as though this sand is moving underneath your feet as you're being sucked into it.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a problem. So I will look to where Darius is. I will put my forefinger to my forehead, and then I will find... God, this is all with a trackpad. There we go. Misty Step, next to Darius.
You've all changed all the spell names.
You can just imagine the sound.
I too can hear the instant transmission sound in my head.
I'm glad someone did.
No, the good news is, Stop, Q, and Darius, you managed to pull yourself out. Arthur and Cork, you're not moving. You're not being pulled any further down, holding onto the side, because you managed to keep your upper body off. The bad news is, as you're hitting there, you can hear something start to approach. You can hear... as you can see in the dim-lit light on the far end, a swarm of beetles start to peer out to the far end of the sand as they start to crawl towards you in quite quick succession.
Help! Do me pull a bit harder.
I'm still pulling. Fellas, give me a hand.
That's alright, so you can make another roll.
Which one? Roll, sorry.
So that's another strength check.
That's how you do it. I'm going to give you help for this. Again.
Does that add advantage?
Advantage, yeah.
Okay, so we add 1 to whatever it is. So that's a 14.
That's a 14. 14 is just enough. As you manage to dig your heels in, you manage to pull Arthur with a pop. As your shoes are now full of sand, Arthur, as you land on the far end.
They're ruined.
It is only Cork Pop now who's still in the sand. Can you make me a strength check to try and get out, Cork?
Can I run over and try and help him a bit? No, still
because your round there was helping Doobie. You can see that Cork is flailing his legs and he's flailing his arms, but he's not getting any movement. As you can see, that swarm of beetles now start to bear down on him.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, hang on a minute. I have Poetry in Misery, just so you know, where that is when you join a code strategy program. Whenever you or an ally effectively rolls a 1 on the d20 for as an attack roll or ability check or a saving throw, you can use your reaction to whatever that word is and then regain 1 expenditure of your bardic inspiration feature. Okay, ignore that. I'm trying to quickly read it, and I just saw something about 1.
You can hear this mournful strum as you start to go down like the Titanic into the sand.
Of course, it's not yet Doobie's turn. You see him just pull out his pipe and start lighting it, ready for his next turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the order I did last time. So Darius, you can see that out of the ground, you see this great swarm of beetles have come out. It's a bit like that scene in The Mummy where they come out the sand and chase Rachel Weisz.
Sorry, I was downstairs feeding the cat.
Oh, good. You could use one of those. So as I say, you can see that this swarm of beetles have burst out of the sand and are now crawling, a great horde of them, towards Cork Pop. What would you like to do?
Okay, what can Darius do? Yeah, so he doesn't have much to do with defeating massive swaths of beetles. I think... Can I move over here and I'm going to leap Can I leap across?
You can. It's within. You need to do a bit of a run up, but you could leap.
Okay, we'll do a good old leap across to Cork Pop, I think. Over to this side. I don't know if that takes my action or not, but then I want to basically be ready to smack something if it's too close.
That's part of your movement, so you can make a jump as part of your movement.
Wait, is Cork Pop still in the sand?
Yes, he is.
Oh, that's my bad. Sorry. I will leap across and I will attempt to drag him out.
Okay, can you just make a strength check to try and yank him out of this sand?
Certainly can.
I don't know how bardic inspiration works. If that's something that can work with this,
Yeah, and I
I'm
was just
gonna
going
do
to check with the strength compared to stuff like athletics and stuff. Can I still?
It is a check, so yes, you can give guidance.
I can G you up a little bit.
it. Oh my turn.
Gee.
Give me a second. Let me just find that again on my sheet. There we go. 3 more. 13.
The 13. You're a light little fellow, Cork Pop. You're not wearing any armor, are you?
No, it's all light armor. It's
Yeah.
light armor level
As
stuff.
ever. So, with a great big hand, he manages to grab yours and he pulls you out just as a couple of them start to dangle off the bottom of your feet.
Huh.
As
I was
you're
going to
pulled out.
squawk and wave my feet about.
And with that, you manage to kick them back down as this swarm sort of flails trying to get up this wall, but they don't seem to be able to. And then after a couple of moments, you see that they just disappear back into the sand.
Well, that wasn't very nice at all.
No, it's clearly quite dangerous in here. With that being said, I should probably ready myself for further action. I will cast.
Cork is gonna yell out. When a bug runs across a tiled floor, you best stomp him, declaring it's war. But if he makes his escape, better get into shape. He'll return with about 20 more.
You know, it's weird. You hear this bardic tomes, but it sounds really robotic to you.
I take it my mic's playing up.
That's fine. I'm going to be back in 1 second, guys. I just need to use the facilities.
No problem.
So I've got a website up at the moment giving me limericks. Keyworded and it gives me one.
That's a great idea.
So
we're in
once we
trouble.
named their abilities.
Yeah, pretty much. I wanted I wanted like the cheap Chinese knockoff of Goku for a character, just because I thought it'd be really funny.
All the spells I've renamed are based off names of Snoop Dogg songs.
Oh, have I seen these? How many have you cast?
Oh, I've got quite a few. I tell you what, I'll share the ones we didn't use at the end. There's a ton of them. Unless you want just the names, because you won't know what they are, right? So
See,
That's true.
I know. Yeah, I won't know the spells necessarily. I should know the songs, but even like things like G'd up. Do I know
the
that?
good.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, hello,
Keep
I'm
it
back.
real.
Prepare to die.
Yeah.
That's it. So as the room settles, the scurrying of the beetles disappears underneath the sand, and you're caught catching your breath after a close call.
There's
All right.
beetles in the centre.
Yeah,
I would recommend we don't go in there again.
yeah. I think this place wants to hurt us. I think there's a good reason our friend asked us to do this mission and seemed quite apprehensive of doing it himself.
Onwards we go.
Yep, the money's good.
Can Arthur look at the contraption that collapsed, the floor that fell, so he can work out how it happened?
So as you looked at it, you can see that there appears to be the remains of sort of wooden beams going across the floor. With your sort of insight into such things, hint Thieves' Tool proficiency, you realise that it was designed to hold a certain amount of weight, but anything over that would cause the floor to give way.
So we have to tread carefully. The floor may give away if there's too many people close by. I've done a study of this before. It is best if those who have the martial skills go near the front and make sure the place is free and clear, and the rest of us can come up from behind at one at a time.
But we're heavy.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know. I feel pretty light on my feet.
Darius just looks at you. He's like a massive half-orc in chain armor.
So exactly. So if he can take your weight, he can take everybody else's. That's a very good thought you've had. I'm impressed with your cognitive ability. Well done.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Yes. So, shall we just move around this sandpit and go and have a look at that statue?
Yep. How are you guys getting across?
Well, we can just. Is it the statue right? Is the floor, the hole in the floor, right to the side, or can we just sort of manoeuvre around it?
So you would be able to. You can see that there's a maybe 2-foot gap around the wall, which you could just ease your way round.
Sounds like the
carefully.
donkeys will be.
You can
sounds
walk
like
on.
the donkeys will be staying here then.
Well, the donkeys. They're outside.
I know they were still with me at this point, but I'll go back and leave them outside with the other horse.
They were in here in the sand room.
No, not in the stand. They were behind me. They were behind me. I was in front.
Right. Okay.
I was keeping track of them. No, they seem quite pleased actually in the fact that you've told them to go stay with Alexander.
He'll look after them.
They're good boys. They're good boys.
Just about. Knots doesn't fall in.
Coming along the side of the wall as well. He'll use his mage hand to sort of push on his chest to make sure he doesn't fall forwards.
Yes, you are pushed tight up against the wall.
Yeah.
Although you do let like a plushy squee out as you do it.
Yeah.
Here, Arthur, this thing looks magic.
I will go and have a look at this, and he looks at it. Is it magic?
You see, it is indeed magic. You can see there's a pale blue flame emitting from this. It looks as though the statue's holding a torch, and it's carved to look like a torch. On the other side, you can see he seems to be holding this great big shield, tower shield, with his clawed hand on top of it.
Are these sort of giant torches and giant shields then?
Indeed, the statue's 20 foot tall, so that this shield would be 10 foot.
Can he try and climb the statue and have a look at the torch?
Yeah, I say with your skill set, you managed to.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't got those skill sets.
Would you like a hand?
Please, can I jump on your shoulders?
Certainly can.
That's very precarious. We may end up in the sand again.
You forget sometimes, Darius, that the pauldrons of your armor are quite sharp in places.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Which places?
I'm sure we'll all find out. Yes, you managed to climb successfully onto Darius's shoulders as he sort of holds you in place, and you're sort of just face to face level with this torch now.
Okay.
Blue flame.
Can I have a look at it?
Yes, you can.
Is there anything that I can remove it with?
So as you look at it, you can see that this flame appears to be attached to a wooden stick, which is just slot in like a regular torch.
Okay. He reaches into. He opens his briefcase. In the back, he takes out a couple of metal hook things, and he tries to just hook it out.
It's got calipers.
Oh yeah, it's got thieves' tools.
That's right. Yeah, you managed to grasp quite firmly hold of either side, and as you do that, you realise this wood is very old and crumbly. But you managed to successfully pick it up. But half of the wood crumbles underneath as you pick it up, and you've now got this sort of blue flame in your hand, and you're holding it just in front of you. There is no heat coming off it. There is plenty of blue pale light, but no heat.
Magic. Darius, could you help me down?
Yep.
And he rather unceremoniously he clambers down on the armour and catches his coat on some of the pauldrons and rip.
Wait, be careful of my armour, you.
I have, this is a cashmere coat. This is very expensive.
This is chainmail. This is not cheap.
Well, let's have a look at what we've got here. There's a blue torch burning in his hands, and he looks at it. Very interesting. Have we got any magical type people here?
Nope.
No.
So Cork or Doobie, you could roll an Arcana check to see if you know what this is.
And if Dewey doesn't want to do it, because I'm not proficient in Arcana.
We have the most useless party ever.
I
I
guess I'll do
picked
it.
things up, alright? I did my job.
You've done your job, yeah.
That's a 16.
As a 16, you have heard of spells like this. You know that with certain incantations, you can create a flame which never disappears. So you've heard of it, eternal flame, before.
Okay. Sounds like a bit like a Bangles song. You should learn that.
Just so you know, just so you're all aware that every single time I am giving you this guidance, he's having a smoke on his pipe.
He just flies a kite now.
Those eyes are looking pretty red, and that's not the sand or the sun.
We're being followed by a coal locomotive.
So Arthur gets another pouch out, a leather pouch, and he puts the flame in it.
And you do so, and once it's in the pouch, the light is now obscured.
Okay.
And it starts to disappear away.
Okay, and he says, anybody, I'm happy to donate this to the party cause. Anybody wishes to have a light in a bag? Very expensive. 100 gold pieces.
That's okay. I have a light in a stone already. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, opens his briefcase, opens it, and puts it in there with everything else. It's becoming a bit of a mess because he hasn't organised it.
Yeah, the briefcase of holding.
It's quite heavy, actually.
Alright, not a trap then.
Not this time.
Alright.
Well, have we done what we're here to do?
No.
No. Oh. What are we here for? I forget. Why are we here?
You said there was an artifact, a spear thing.
Yeah, well remember, Darius, you get inspiration for that, for taking notes and remembering what the point of this entire thing was.
Well, I've got a cup. If we were playing Baldur's Gate 3, I've got 3 bones and a brick.
Doobie's going to turn around to Arthur and go, I bet your cup can't do this. And he's going to... there's apparently a word on it, but I can't find it. It says a specific dwarven word, and whoop, the whole thing's full of beer. Goes cheers and downs it.
Oh, could I have some of that?
1,000 gold pieces.
Well,
It's not so fun
I
when
don't.
capitalism's on the other foot, is it?
Well, I will. Maybe another time. Perhaps not drinking. Drinking now is not such a great idea.
I'm going to interrupt you, Doobie. As you bring the beer to your mouth, it is like vinegar. It tastes horrible as you spit it out almost immediately.
I feel like I was too quick to down it, so this is after he said that. You just see this, it all just comes exploding back out.
Maybe only 50 gold pieces.
As Doobie, you'll be retching then. Yes, you've drunk from this tankard many times before. This is a first.
No,
What was that about then?
this always normally tastes like the finest dwarven ale that money can buy, or can't even buy. But it tasted almost like I was drinking what comes out the other end. It must be this place.
Arthur suddenly looks worried, and he reaches under his coat and takes out a hip flask and unscrews it, and he has a swig of the brandy.
As you drink the brandy, this too has gone off. It tastes like vinegar in your mouth as you swig it.
How about water? I've got a water satchel as well. I'll try the water.
As you bring the water pouch to your mouth, it is empty.
Everyone else check their water satchel. Maybe it was from when I gave it to that sand gentleman.
So
Sure.
in the interest of time, I will say all of your water skins are empty.
Arthur doesn't have any water skins.
Of course he doesn't. But not only that, your rations have spoiled.
He doesn't have any rations either.
The inside of his coat is just lined with hip flasks.
So what you're saying, Arthur has been absolutely prepared for this adventure. 'Cause it's all gone his way so far.
Well, sausages.
Try not to worry too much, guys, about the food situation. If it really comes to it, I do have an option, although I probably
We can
shouldn't.
cook the turkey.
He's going to get a really evil sort of.
I'll have you know, I can grow mushrooms that will
see.
feed you for an entire day.
We did come prepared after all. We just didn't know it.
Yeah, they're poison mushrooms because you
Just-
die
just
after you
don't-
eat them.
Just don't touch the ones that are currently on the back of the shelf. They're quite
As soon as you said that, Arthur reached towards it.
You're gonna touch one.
Do you think you said that quickly enough?
I would hope so, because if not, you're gonna find out what happens.
Since you said,
Darius is far too close.
okay, so you said don't touch this, which is like saying do not.
I do say they get quite excitable.
That's like saying do not touch this red button. So Arthur does reach towards it. He was going to reach towards it. Do you want to make a? Should we do contested dexterity rolls to see if I can get there before you?
By all means, go for it.
So we'll blow up the party.
I've got a 10.
Uh,
As you reach closer, you start hearing it fizzing.
18. I'll get there first.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Right, let me just read what this does.
You can,
Perhaps we're eating roast Arthur.
while Arthur and Doobie are doing this, Stopko, you just scream to the top of the mausoleum as you just scream as suddenly there's this aura surrounding you. It's sort of glowing yellow.
Oh yeah. It's properly going for it. Yeah.
Or is it red? Because you haven't quite got to the yellow stage
Well,
yet.
this is just like the first stage. This is just a nice white silvery glow to begin with. I haven't even got that far yet.
That's right. So we're still cami chained then.
Oh yeah, very much so at the moment.
Ignore the. Oh yes, fine. So yeah, as you touch one, it just fizzes and sticks to your hand, and it's almost like a little sticky bomb. And a few seconds later, it just goes. And unfortunately, that is a 20-foot. Please tell me it's not 20-foot radius explosion. Jesus. Let me just reread that. Give me a second.
Killed the party.
No, it's just one. It's only it targets one thing. It's okay. It's been in a 20-foot range of where before it hits one person.
Right. Okay.
So that's an 18.
So what do I need to do?
What's your AC?
Oh God. 13.
Yeah, you take 6 force damage as it just launches you backwards.
Ooh.
Right to the sand.
Oh, do I go into the sand?
Launches him backwards, did you say?
It doesn't have that specifically in the commands. So
It does now.
So,
Okay.
Arthur,
Can I evade that? Can I evade that?
Is it a dexterity save?
No, evade.
It's, cunning. What's
Can-
it called?
It's called uncanny dodge.
Yes, you can, because you can see this effect. So
Yep,
you can
yep.
you can half that.
Okay.
As, you were standing Italian job style, wobbling on your feet at the edge of this sand.
I've got an idea.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
And so his fingers are smoking, and he's got a blackened face now. And his cigar, he'd been chewing on his cigar, and it's just been blown into about like a petal type arrangement.
Stopko's going to turn to you and say, "There's a lesson in there somewhere."
Yes, well done. I was just checking and making sure it worked. Where to now? Through that door. And so Arthur's just sort of brushing himself down, trying to make himself respectable and trying to completely ignore the whole thing.
Yeah, I think through the door.
And his cigar is smoking.
Cork will rattle off another one of his little limericks.
So do we move onwards?
So you've got freedom of movement to do as you choose.
Let's head north. I
This
assume
way.
this is another door. Do we need to push this or anything?
Again, this looks similar to the previous door.
Give it a push.
Yep. So as you give it a push, there is a ka-chunk as it rolls to the side into a divot. As behind you, you hear a similar scraping sound as the light from the entrance closes.
Uh-oh. I think we've lost our way out.
When one door closes, another must open.
I don't want to be in here alone with the Beatles. And he sort of pulls up his trouser legs and he hops, skips and jumps away this way. He always has to have at least one person between him and any danger.
Brilliant. So you come into what appears to be a crossroads between different paths. Stopku, as you step forward with the light, you can see the path seems to split in three ways: left, right, and forward.
Are there any stones on the floor, by the way?
It is just like regular stones or like stone slabs.
Is there any way Arthur can try and jam some stone slabs or some stones into the rolling mechanism for the door?
Yeah, you could absolutely do that. There are.
He's going to struggle to pick it up, man. He's going to struggle. He tries to pick it up and doesn't do very well. Orc, whichever your name is, would you come and just pick this up and put it there?
Yep.
Thank you. Oh, look, good man. And it's just trying to jam it into the door mechanism.
And you can see with a crunch, you manage to lodge this rock in the path of this doorway.
Well done. You make a good team. And his cigar is it would sound quite good, but he's still got a blackened face and his cigar is still split into 8 pieces and it's still smoking.
I can probably help with that.
Oh, yes, please do.
He pulls a rag out,
Yep.
spits on it, and starts wiping your face down.
He tries to stop you doing that. He holds up his suitcase to try and stop you between you and him.
I'm not overly aggressive with it. I thought that would help. I think you go for it.
Well, I think another day. It's part of my disguise. My tomb raider disguise.
Ah, well, good disguise. You do look quite different.
And as you look
Very
closer,
crafty.
you can see his hat is smouldering slightly as well.
It's a very good disguise.
Thank you. I worked on it. Where do we go now?
I was going to ask that to the group.
We've got 3 options. I don't know a difference between the 3. So, I say we go that way. He says that way without pointing in any direction.
Good
Do you mean
idea.
left, right, or the other left?
Good idea. I think that's a good idea. You go first, and I'll come behind you.
Wait, just remind me, what are we here looking for?
It is a spear you're looking for.
Does it have a name?
Artifact spear. You didn't get one. You
No.
just said it was a artifact of great importance.
Okay, I'm going to try something at least then. Because there's 3 ways. Is there any sort of like prominent looking rock on this floor anywhere?
Nothing in particular. It appears to be sort of regular looking carved sandstone.
Okay. Not sure if this will work then. Anything that I'd be able to cast this on?
Yes. So as you sort of look around, the stone in front of you, the slab, sort of sighs.
I have memories of talking to plants again.
Well, I can only ask a yes/no question. So basically, my first question would be: is there a spear of great power to the left?
No.
Is there a spear of great power to the right?
No.
Is there a spear of great power moving onwards?
It doesn't understand the meaning of onwards.
Oh, well, 2 out of 3 can't be too bad.
Well, we've eliminated 2 possibilities. So...
And if 2 of those possibilities are no, then it means the only option is to move forwards.
Which way were you facing when you said left and right?
I would have just stayed pointing forward, so it means left that way. So we'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
And as you're doing, Arthur sits down and he takes his shoes off, and he takes he's got a rolled up pair of shoes in his briefcase, which he takes out and he puts them on.
There's just a small pile of sand as you step out of your shoes.
Yes, and he puts the brogues. There's a big pocket in his coat, and he puts the brogues in there. But he's now wearing these much softer shoes, almost look like slippers. It's a bit more comfortable in here. Right, where are we going?
Well, they're a bit less practical, aren't they?
But they're comfortable. When you walked as many miles as I have, you had many blisters as I have, as many corns as I have, you have arthritic ankles that I have, comfort is important. You may have your posh shoes, but I like my Skechers.
There's definitely something sketchy about you, I'll say that.
Yeah, I told you we'd make a good team.
Darius would be smart enough to say that.
Right, where are we going then? You talked to a brick, I saw.
Well, so what is eliminated the options of left and right? I suggest we keep moving forwards.
Fine. Follow you. I think we should perhaps look to see if there's any more of those giveaway floor thing ahead.
Great idea. Why don't you lead the way?
No, I think you misheard me. I think if you guys would do that, I think you're much better suited. I have cataracts. I can't see very well, and he sort of pretends that he's poor vision, and he walks into a wall. See, I can't see very well.
But cataracts has the word cat in it, and cats have good eyesight.
You can't find that out logic.
I mean, it's impeccable.
Hearing stop you say that, Cork wants to now peck something.
And Darius, are you pushing him forward like he did you before?
Yes.
Don't bother. Does the floor look all right? And he sort of he taps it.
Does it?
He taps it with his fist.
That's fine. Give me an investigation check with disadvantage because it isn't...
give him. Okay. I'm going to do 2 things if that's okay. If he's doing this, I'm going to give him guidance or G him up, and then I have something I can use here. Let me just find. I did want to cast this if I have it. Have I got the spell slot for it? Yes.
Don't forget, you can't have 2 concentration things at once.
It's yes, guidance is concentration, isn't it? This is a concentration, so that's fine. So pass it, he'll smoke on his pipe, and as he breathes the smoke out over you, like glistens across your skin, and you basically have advantage on 3 rolls of your choice.
Ooh!
In the next 24 hours, as he smokes a 4-leaf clover in his pipe.
Wow, fuck me, that's the lucky feat as a 2nd level spell.
I know.
Good.
Yeah, but he's not going to use it. 11. 11.
Add a D4 to that if you can. I'm just stuck on the other side of my sheet. I can't roll it.
Okay. 1d4. 13.
13. You do not detect any traps.
It's
or,
fine. It's fine ahead. I feel lucky, and I'm sure I'm right.
Okay.
Okay.
This is trepidation and worry about going forward. Who is this party?
Okay, there we go.
Stubby, as you step forward, you step and stump your toe in the dark.
Be careful about stubbing your toe in the dark.
As you see in front of you that the cavern or the passageway has caved in upon itself. However, you can see that there is a very small gap in between near eye level, which you can just about see through.
I'll have a little squint through, see if I can see anything worth noting.
You do. There is more of this pale blue light in front of you, and you can see what seems to be a great sarcophagus, enormous in size, directly in front of you.
I see. I think this might be where we need to go, although perhaps we should check the path to the left first. This one seems to be blocked.
Okay.
So as you travel down, it is a narrow passageway compared to the others. And as you step forward, you come into a room. You can see that there are four sort of semicircular plinths, and in the centre there seems to be a drop, like a well going 10 feet down. You can see that there's a pool of sand at the bottom, like an anthill. Oh, okay. So Stopku.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. My mouse got stuck on the trackpad.
Well, I'm afraid as you did that, I have to do it now because otherwise you know something's
Sure.
wrong.
Sure.
If he doesn't want to, Arthur will do it.
No, that's fine.
So as you step there, there is a click as there's a very slight indent as you put your weight on the platform.
There's a... Oh,
and suddenly out of the wall, like in Super Mario Brothers 64, it just pings out, and it just it's trying to try and push you into this hole. Can you make me a dexterity save if you can avoid this?
Sure. 20.
That's a 20. Very good. As you do this with your instinct, incredibly good instinct, those ultra levels, you manage to dodge out of the way as the wall extends past you. And then with a rumble, it starts to bring itself back in.
Beware, there are traps.
Yeah, there's a trap thing now.
Arthur's going to come and have a look at the trap. See if he can work out how it works.
You do. So as you go to investigate it, you can see that there is a very slight gap underneath this. You see there's a pressure plate underneath, which seems to react to any weight being placed upon it.
So can he try and get a rock and just lodge it in?
Yeah, absolutely. You manage to find a sort of broken piece of the slab, and as you do it, you just jam it underneath.
I think this one's safe. Well done, me.
Do you want to see if there's any others?
No.
All right, let me rephrase that. Please go and check if there are any others.
As long as I have more, this is, remember, when we're divvying out the shares at the end. Okay, so he comes, he sort of creeps around the wall very slowly.
So as you know,
and looking for traps and things.
So as you know there are traps in this room, I'm not going to make you roll for it because it's going to take a bit of time, but you realise that there are a couple of other pressure plates hidden in this room.
Okay.
As you can see that there is one on the opposite side here, and there was one right next to this plinth here.
Can't see that. Okay.
I don't think the light goes far enough.
There we go. Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
If we put ourselves in the middle of them, we can see it. Yeah.
Yes, correct. I've marked them down, so you should be able to see them with X's. Yep.
So I try and using his, he opens his briefcase and takes out a couple of his thieves' tools, and finds a way of jamming them.
With all three of them, you managed to just. Yep. They seem to be held in place. Yeah.
And he's sweating, and he wipes his forehead, and he takes some of the soot comes off from his forehead when he wipes the sweat off.
Very good.
Has anybody got any of you religious types know how to cast a spell called Mending?
And she shakes his head.
And
he just kind of gestures to himself his like shaggy robes and all of sort of holes in them.
That's a shame.
It's quite unkempt.
This cigar's very expensive. He puts it back into. He puts the cigar away, trying to mend it another day. What we're doing now? I've cleared the traps. Are you going to keep looking?
Yeah, we could make our way around.
What's in the middle of the room, right in the centre here?
As you can see, there's a 10-foot hole and drop, and you can see there's this pool of sand at the bottom.
Can you just shine the light down?
As you shine the light down, you can see that the sand is pulsating slightly, as though there's something moving.
I think there's something in there.
Probably more of those bug things.
As you think those thoughts, you can see a pair of pincer horns come out of the sand. As you can see one of these little scarabs starts walking around before digging back into the sand again.
Ew. Ew. Oh, that is not very pleasant.
No, we should probably try and stay out of all the sand in here.
Good idea. You're going to keep going down that corridor? I will support you. I'll come behind you.
What about the sarcophagus room?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we wanted to see what was down here first.
We did, and we found it. And
Okay.
it carries on. How long does it carry on?
Okay. If we want to go back to the main chamber, we can do that.
If you can find a way of opening it, it's rubble.
Wasn't there a hole?
Oh,
There-
don't think
there
you can
was-
stick
there
anything
wa-
through it.
There was a hole, but it would be no larger than putting your hand or your arm through.
Or something
Well,
else.
I'm
Looks
far
like we're
too
going this way.
big for that.
Did it look like what we were looking for?
Is that the bloody line from Baldur's Gate 3 when you try to
I'm
click
putting
on
loads of
something?
these lines in.
I will say, for those of you, you all have enough intelligence to know that you probably wouldn't have fit through that gap.
Let's have
Right.
any
Oh, no.
proceed on was the other line.
My intelligence is pretty low.
Is it above 6?
Yes, just about.
Then you've got enough sense.
No, Boris would be screwed, but everyone else is fine.
By the way, Arthur's light should be 60 feet because he's got a lantern. I can't change it.
Then I will adjust that.
So he should be able to see everything within
60
the.
feet. There
Yeah,
you go.
that's better for everybody.
Jeez. Okay, well, I suppose we'll continue, maybe going one square at a time and check in for any more
So-
weird floor tiles.
Click.
So Arthur's going to be sort of going slowly. He's going to sort of tap with his posh shoes. He's going to just tap the floor in front of him to look for any hollowness or any tricks or traps or things.
Absolutely. So the going is slow. but
And he makes his
don't-
tapping noise each time he does it, which is not very quiet.
Absolutely, and you don't hear any hollowness on the ones you go
Okay.
through. As you come round the corner, I would say you can get this far without noticing anything.
Okay. There's a door ahead.
I can't see anyone or anything now. There you go.
That's because the light has disappeared.
Where?
Just left you in the darkness.
Maybe.
You can see in front of you that the wall here seems to have been hammered and smashed away. And you can see that you could walk through it.
Does it look safe to go through?
Looks a bit rickety and dangerous, but no more than anything else you've seen in here.
Arthur sort of tries to crawl through slightly.
You do so.
I've noticed that Arthur's hit points haven't gone down when they should have done. On his thing at the top. Oh, never mind. So he creeps through.
That's it. As you creep through, you do notice as you're walking past there is a strange-looking room on the right, and you can see the glint of gold as you step past it, coming off your lantern.
Okay, and there's a door in front of us here.
There is a door in front of you.
Okay, so can he just have a listen at the door?
You can roll me a perception check.
No, he's not very good at that either.
Well, you've got, remember, you do have the extra advantage rolls if you want them, and you are G'd up.
G'd up.
Pass the doobie.
19 for perception.
19. You can hear the. Sounds like rats.
There's rats in the room here. Well, there's something there. So if there's rats, means there's food and there's other access. Maybe something interesting there. Why does anybody understand rat speak?
Nope.
No?
No.
I'm sure there's something very valuable in there.
Rats.
But what do rats guard?
Not a clue.
Exactly. Could be very valuable. I would suggest we have somebody who is of the martial sort who goes in there first and confronts these rats.
I think I can beat a rat.
Go for it.
Glint.
Yeah.
There's light reflecting in that room.
I know, but Arthur's trying to convince everybody to go in there and get killed so he can have all the money. You can just get it and bugger off and get all the reward himself. Plus a horse and plus also a cart as well.
Is it okay for Darius to plant his foot through this door?
You absolutely can. If you roll a quick athletics check to see how strongly you kick.
Ah!
The rocks and the bricks just give way under your massive sabaton. And there's just a small pile of bricks at the floor. And you just feel mildly forlorn looking at these bricks.
Rest in peace, brother.
Too soon.
Arthur takes his hat off and holds it to his chest and just looks up at the ceiling. Then he puts his hat back on again.
And as you look through into the darkness, you can see tiny little movements skittering out away from the light.
They're just little vermin. And I can't go into the room, but I'd like to.
Let me open the door for you. There you go.
Oh, there we go. We're in.
That's because there's a wall there I can't remove because it would destroy all the lights.
No, so I'm in.
Doobie, everyone who wants to go in, just say so, and I'll move you through individually.
Yeah, I'll follow
Can we
in.
not reach it from this way? Sarcophagus. Sorry, I was going to.
Yeah, I mean,
Arthur's lifting up to see if there's any violence or anything happening inside.
can't hear or see any.
Oh no, he tries to go in then and he trips over.
Oh,
You stand back up.
it's gone black for me.
Did you have a torch, Doobie?
No.
Then yes, it would be dark as they disappear around the corner.
I guess I'll light a torch.
Okay, and we'll put a torch on you. There you go. So as you light your torch, in front of you, you can see glinting reflection. There is a gold and blue sarcophagus in front of you.
I'm not intending to touch it, but I was going to investigate around the room and the sarcophagus. See if I can piece anything together.
Yeah, what exactly are you trying to determine?
I guess who it belongs to, if it has any relation to the spear.
Yeah, so can you roll me a investigation check or religion check?
Oh dear. Well, we plus a 1 to that, so and I've blessed myself, not blessed myself, whatever it G'd myself up, so that's 24.
24. So with a 24, a few things immediately pop out to you. Firstly, this is a very big sarcophagus. This is almost twice the size you are. It's bigger than even Darius is. Whoever is in here must have been a very large creature. The second thing you notice with a 24, normally a sarcophagus is just a sort of a platform which the body is laid to rest in. You're looking at this and you realise that there are layers holding it in place, as though this sarcophagus was designed to keep something in.
Well, I will make note of that, and unless we absolutely need to, I will not mess with the coffin.
Okay.
And do I? Well, I guess stupid question, but any writing on the walls that I
There,
can understand?
there is writing on the wall. What languages do you speak?
Common and Dwarvish.
Yeah, it's not either of those, unfortunately. It's a
Okay.
strange etched writing with sharp turns and symbols.
Never mind. Well, at least I've gleaned something from this, and I'll head off to the rest.
Absolutely. So you manage to step over the pile of bricks, and you're in this narrow passageway.
Have you killed the rats yet?
Rats were alive, but you said there's going to be rich stuff. There's nothing.
Keep going.
Yeah, what if there's a clicky bit?
Oh, okay. Well, shall I have a look? Any clicky bits?
You do not detect any traps in this corridor.
There's a big room to the south of us here.
Any more rats?
Can I hear any rats? There's a couple of rats. Darius, I think they're challenging you. Saying that
I'm
you're
not gonna
in their domain and they're challenging you.
I won't be beaten by a rat.
So as you enter this room, Darius, you can see that in the corners these rats have disappeared into these vases and urns, and they're hiding in the corners. In front of you can see a small stone-carved chest in the center of in the far end of the room.
Oh. See, the rat's rightfully afraid.
Be careful
Too
that.
like a chest.
I think that chest will be trapped.
Probably. There's lots of traps and trickiness here.
Yep. I think
Do
that
something about it.
I could. Do you want to just throw something at it and make sure it doesn't eat you?
Yeah.
It happened to a friend of mine once.
Pick up a rock and pelt it.
Tick! It just bounces off.
Oh, good. So Arthur comes in and he's sort of treading very carefully, looking for clicks in the ground. And he goes up to the chest, if there's no traps there.
You do not detect any traps.
And he goes to the chest and he tries to investigate the chest for traps.
There is no traps in this chest.
It's trapped.
However,
Be careful.
There is a keyhole.
It is trapped. Be careful. He looks at the keyhole. Is there any trap in the keyhole?
Again, you do not detect any trap in the keyhole.
Stand back. A professional at work here. And he gets he opens up. He gets his briefcase out. And he opens it back to front, and he takes out a couple of very beautifully machined thieves' tools.
Perfect. Can you just make a check with your thieves' tools to unlock this?
Check with. No, that doesn't let me do it. So I'm gonna have to get his character sheet out. Thieves' tools. With dexterity, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Can I use? I suppose it's too late to use his advantage.
I would say it's fine. You can
Okay.
use the,
Okay. We'll use his
advantage on that.
29.
29, and with a click, you can hear the mechanism turn, and the top of the chest opens.
Be careful, it's trapped. And stand back. I wouldn't risk it. This could be very dangerous. And he opens it closely, and he puts a real show.
It's got cutlery in it, hasn't it?
And he sees some of the sand, and the dust there, and he just throws it into the air. Oh, it's poison! Be careful! Stand back!
As you look inside, there is something in here. It's only a single item. As you can see, a rather nasty-looking dagger, curved at the end with a hook, and rather sinister.
There's nothing in it. It's empty. And he moves into it, and then he tries to put the dagger up his sleeve. And his big trench coat thing, there's plenty of room.
You do so. It also has a sheath as well.
Oh, right, okay. Nothing in here at all. You can safe now. You can come and have a look.
Oh, that's crap.
Okay, and he makes he tries to check for false bottoms in the cask.
You do a quick check, and no, it does seem to be at the correct depth.
No, but he does it so everybody can see he's doing that.
You make a good show of it.
As he walks away, he just tinkles a little bit.
And an entire party of rubes.
And he goes to sits in the corner. Is this what we've come for then? For empty caskets?
Ah, this room's done. Let's move on.
And as everybody's going, he's at the last person here, and he takes his thing out of his sleeve and he puts it into his briefcase.
You've got an eye for value for things, Arthur. You get the feeling that this could be very valuable indeed.
Oh yeah, but you're not going to tell anybody else about it.
That's it. So the passage continues in front of you.
And as he does that, he just he gets some of the cheap gems in his pouch, and there's a broken vase there, and he just throws them on the floor and says, "Quick! I think I may have found something here. May have found something in this room after all." He says that to Cork Pop. And Cork Pop, you can see there's 50 gold pieces worth of gems on the floor.
Cork Pop will scoop them up.
We have found something. We will share them at the end of this when we finish here.
Yep.
Okay.
He's trusting. He is. There's no reason to doubt you.
Of course not.
After all, you did sell him a ring of protection, so
Yeah.
he sees you as a friend.
A +0 ring of protection.
Yep.
It will protect the area directly underneath the ring.
Yep.
And so, but Arthur's briefcase is starting to look quite heavy now because it's got a lot of gold in it and lots of other things in it as well.
Bulging at the ends.
It's bulging at the seams, yeah.
I'm just waiting for the point where when smoke starts to come out the side, when the bag gets ruptured with a fire at the end of nothing.
So Doobie, in front of you, you can see, like around the corner, again, there seems to be the wall here, which seems to have been carved through and knocked through by someone. And you reckon with another good hit, you could open it back up where it's caved in slightly.
Who's better at hidden things?
Oh, I can hit things.
After you.
Let's hit a thing. I'm going to smack it.
So, again, just roll a very quick athletics check just to see how hard you hit this. 16, more than enough. As you just bring your shoulder into it, the bricks just scatter as you enter into the next room, which I'm just going to pop you guys in, because, again, I don't know how the walls work with light, so I made a mistake. Again, you find yourself in a room. Again, there's this large sarcophagus in the center of the room, but you can now see that along the sides there's a line of different sarcophagi. These ones are different. While the ones you've encountered so far have been made of gold and blue, these ones are plainly decorated, made of carved marble. And you can see the inlays of dragonborn knights and warriors laying over the top.
Question: considering I examined the sarcophagus in that other room, and the one in the middle here looks, at least on the map, relatively similar. Is it similar in any way?
It looks almost identical. As you do a close inspection, the only difference you notice is the face on the sarcophagus is slightly different.
In what way?
The previous one had sort of a bulbous, quite large face, almost ogre-y. This one has tusks. It seems more orcish.
There might be more than 2 rooms here.
Arthur comes up to have a look. Does with his previous religious role on that Grumch thing, does it look like somebody who was a shaman for that particular god?
I will say, with that role and the things you've had so far, this seems as though this is something related to Grumch, indeed.
Darius, your species god is apparent here. Do you know anything about this environment? And he's using long words which I don't quite understand.
Nope. You know him though, right?
Well, I've heard of him in one of the stories from the bards in the inn. I really don't know much about him. Does any of you religious types know much about the orc god? Something about one eye.
More dwarvish than orc.
Anybody with any religious knowledge, or are we all atheists?
Yeah, seems that way.
Yeah. Oh well. Never mind. I haven't a clue.
Arthur, as you go to investigate,
Yep.
you feel an itch on your cheek.
Yep.
Just below your eye.
Yep. Oh.
As you sort of scratch it, and a small bit of the paint you put on earlier comes away, as one of the arms holding this in place retracts.
Holding what? What, the sarcophagus?
So imagine there's a pair of sort of arms holding the sarcophagus lid closed. As you've approached it, one of them has just separated apart.
Ah.
Oh dear.
Do that again on the other side.
Well, I will, but this could go very badly wrong.
Should be a spear in there, right?
There could be, or there could be something which there's a spear, but pointing in our direction.
Oh, I'll hit it.
Okay, Darius, I trust you. We make a great team as long as I can be close to you. You want to stay with me just to give me some moral support?
Yep.
Okay, and we walk round. Can I investigate the sarcophagus? Can I see any tracks or trips or things on it?
So you don't see any traps. However, as you approach the other side, there is another.
There we go.
The arms
I've opened it.
Good work.
separate.
I've done my bit, so I've earned my wage, and he just steps back.
And with that, you've noticed that the top of the sarcophagus starts to rumble. As out of the sarcophagus, as it bursts off and hits the ceiling, you see a tall figure wrapped in bandages step out. However, these aren't bandages it's wrapped in. It appears to be wrapped in paper. It seems to be wrapped in scrolls as it steps up.
Darius, over to you. Hello. Hello. We've come for the spear. Spear. Do you speak common?
And as you start speaking to it, it just points at you, Arthur, and it's going to cast fear on the pair of you. So could you please both make me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, not wisdom.
Very unlikely.
I'm going to inspiration that one.
Go for it.
5.
That is a fail.
Yeah. And Arthur starts clawing at the wall, trying to get away.
That's it. And as the pair of you are shocked by this fear, suddenly 3 of the other sarcophagi burst open as a trio of skeletal figures step out of it, and they draw their blades as they look at you. Can everyone roll me initiative?
Oh lordy, we're in trouble.
Oh god, how do you do initiative? Where's my thing gone?
Was an 18
Add
a
a
fail?
1 to that as well, I think.
Does the turn order not need to be out?
Yeah, where is the turn order thing? It should be out.
It's at the side.
Oh, I don't.
Congratulations, you rolled initiative.
There we go. Can everyone see it?
Oh shit! No, sorry, I didn't see myself to start with. Can you put me back down to 5, please? I can change it. There we go.
Perfect. Right, and let me get these guys to roll as well. Bear with me 1 second, fellas. You know how much of a pain it is running the monsters? It's a skeleton.
Haha.
Skeleton of effort.
Cool. And I'm running these guys as minions. So that's right. No. Why are you sharing initiative?
I think you have to name them all separate things like skeleton A.
No. So they should be the mummy and the skeleton should have different initiative, but they're in the same place. Why is it doing that?
On the order.
Yeah, so if I click initiative for the mummy, it's rolling and it's just replacing the skeleton.
To be fair, I don't see the mummy on my order.
It's not on the order list.
No.
Why is that broken? Sorry, guys. Let me try and close and reopen and see if that fixes it.
There you go. It's there.
Perfect. Right. So let me sort order. Okay. Top of the round. Stopku, you've seen these skeletons burst out of the ground, and you've seen that this skeleton has appeared. This mummy has appeared wrapped in scrolls. What would you like to do?
Cool. So I'm going to move up to where the mummy is, and then I will do 2 unarmed strikes.
Go for it. So roll for attack.
16 and a 21.
They both hit. So roll for damage for each of those.
5 and 5 bludgeoning.
10 total. So bam, bam! As you hit him twice, you hear crunching on bones underneath and skin break. Doesn't seem to do a huge amount of damage though. That is halved.
Okay. Yeah, that's me.
That's fine. Anything else? Okay, up next is the skeleton. It steps out towards you, Darius, and it brings its blade up, and it's going to try and scrape across you with this sharp-looking scimitar. So, first hit is going to be a 10 to hit.
That does not hit.
And the second attack is going to be a 15 to hit.
Oh, just one off.
One of so as it does, it just scrapes across your chainmail, but it managed to absorb the hit. The next one, it steps out of the sarcophagus. It's 5, 10, 15, 20. Again, this one's going to try and check 2 hits against you.
Yep.
It's going to be a 19 to hit.
Yep.
Which is going to be. Bear me a second. That's going to be 6 points of slashing damage.
Ouch.
And then the final one is going to be a 13.
That misses.
So as it goes, it just scrapes across your chainmail, which again protects your soft bits. And then the last one is going to step 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's shambling towards you, Doobie, but doesn't have enough movement speed to get towards you. Okay, next up in the turn order, Cook Pop.
Right, he's going to start bursting out into sing going spooky, spooky skeleton, and then that will be counter charm. So anyone within 30 feet has advantage of saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
Very nice. Okay.
And that'll be me, I think. I hope.
Okay, so the mummy, it is the scroll mummy's turn. So as it looks around at each of you, it looks at Darius with sort of a look of recognition as it turns away, and it looks at the one directly in his face as he reaches towards you and he places a skeletal hand on your shoulder, Spokdu, as he's going to try and lay a curse upon you.
Cool.
So can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
I can certainly try. Yeah. Not far enough up. Wisdom. 7.
That is 7. So as you do this, your skin starts to petrify and burn under his touch, as you feel a dark shadow over you. You are cursed. Okay. Arthur, first things first, you are no longer frightened, as he has moved his concentration away from you.
Okay. So he's going to disengage. It's a bonus action.
Yep.
Clamber over this sarcophagus here. Okay. Onto here.
Mm-hmm.
He reaches into his coat, and in his hand he's got 3 darts that you get in a pub.
Okay.
And he's going to throw one of the darts to the mummy, to the scroll mummy.
Go for it. Roll for attack.
Dart. I'll try again. Dart. That's not working. Are the APIs crashed?
I do not know.
I'll try again. No, that's not doing it. A dart. Nine.
Hey, there we go.
9 to hit.
So 90, unfortunately, as you throw, it seems to get caught in some sort of arcane aura surrounding this mummy, and it just veers off target.
So I've got a 5. So I've missed the dartboard. I've got a 5. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it jumps in the other side of the thing, and then he sort of just crouches there.
Perfect. Okay. Anything else from you, Arthur?
That's it. That's him done.
Doobie, you're up. Darius, you're next.
Oh, give me strength. And he pulls from his pipe and blows, and this blue ether flows around him, and he will use his channel divinity to turn undead.
Okay. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
All undead within 30 feet, yep.
So I'll do the mummy first. He rolls a 16.
I have no idea what the saving throw for this is.
It's your
spell DC.
Spell DC.
Oh, 15.
So the mummy just looks at you balefully and just chuckles. The skeletons, the first 2 are frightened.
If they, what challenge rating are they? They get instantly destroyed if they fail.
And as you do that, they just crumble into dust around Darius.
I'm also.
As they are below CR 1/2. Very cool.
How does that work? Turns forward? Is it just a 1-turn thing, or does it stay up while I hold the symbol up? Or
it's a 1-turn thing. Channel divinity.
Gotcha. Okay. No worries. That's my turn.
Okay. Okay. Darius, you're up next.
Yeah. I think it's time to hit mummy. Do I need to leap down into here? How far down is it?
No, it sort of steps up, but it's all
sure.
within normal terrain.
All right. Let's take a good hard swing then, I think. Shvacha!
That's a 24, hard hit. That's 12 slashing damage. Is hard reset a magic weapon?
Certainly is.
It is. Very nice. Okay.
I'll take a second swing.
Again, 23 definitely hits.
Whatcha?
Another 12 damage. Nice.
Yeah, I'm double checking that. It's like the exact same number twice, so I'll keep an eye on that just in case it's doing something weird.
So you roll a 6 both times. So.
Yep. And that will be Darius.
Right, you carve large lines through these scrolls. Okay, top of the round, Stopku.
Cool. Well, that didn't seem terribly effective. So what I will do is let's try. Yeah, let's try that. 0. Well, that's clearly not correct.
It's your charisma plus your proficiency plus 8.
So 8 plus proficiency. Where's my proficiency? 3. So 11 plus charisma 2. So 13.
13. So it rolls. That's a 14.
So I think he's scot-free.
Yes. So it's a save all damage.
Yep. Okay. He's fine then.
Okay. Cork Pop. Your counter charm has worked wonders, and the fear effect has worn off.
Yep. Cool. I am going to point at the mummy thing, and I'm going to yell, "Your mum is so ugly, clerics!" Try to turn her with a vicious mockery.
Nice. Okay, so it's going to roll a Wisdom saving throw with a 16.
That's 14 for my spell save DC, isn't it? Yeah,
that is. That's correct. So again, as it looks, it just it doesn't seem to be affected by this. Okay, it is its go. As it looks to you, Stopko, as you've cast a spell on it, it is going to strike you twice. So the first strike is going to be a natural 20.
That does it.
This is going to be unpleasant. Sorry, bear me 1 second.
Are we doing standard crits?
No, we're doing the Waffle House crits.
Oh dear.
That's going to be 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool. Hang on. Siphoning Fist. So it's not really a melee attack, is it?
It is a melee attack.
It is. Attack. Oh, in that case, then I will have a go at that. Expend plus your dexterity. Okay, so it's a d6 plus dexterity. 4 plus 3, 7.
So reduce that down to 7. So,
does it take 7 off, or does it make the damage? Yeah, it must take 7 off, so that'd be...
Yeah, so 50 minus 7, which is 8. So you take 8 points of damage. But could you also make me a charisma saving throw, please?
Yeah. Hang on. 1.
That's a 1. As it strikes you, you see the incantations on the parchment start to glow as it siphons one of your spell slots. You lose a first level spell slot.
A first, yeah.
A first level spell slot, as it has now learned your ability of Key Blast.
That's a cantrip, though.
It knows it. It knows it now, and It's going to make its second attack against you. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits too.
Hits too. So that is going to be a further 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof, nice. Okay.
That is its go. Arthur, you're up.
So Arthur just he's standing on the oki. What's the distance to this creature? 20 feet.
Yep.
20 feet. He's standing on the oki. He's pretending he's in a tavern. He takes aim with his dart, and he goes for the triple 20.
Go for it. Roll attack with advantage.
Dart. 16 to hit.
16 hits. Roll for damage. With sneak attack.
That is 4 normal damage.
4 normal damage.
4 piercing and 15 sneak.
15, so that's 19.
So basically, these darts only do 1 damage plus dexterity mod.
Fine. So again, you managed to get the dart straight into its ear, but it doesn't seem to do quite as much.
Oh,
as
it's bounced off the wire.
Perfect. Okay. Anything else from you, Arthur?
That's. Yes, he says to Darius. It starts in his ear, is it? Smack
Yes,
him
it
in.
is.
Smack him in the ear with the darties. That's a help action. There's a help action on. No, I can't do that because I've already used my bonus action for steady aim. No, I can't do that. No,
Okay.
it's got to do that. Sorry.
No worries. Doobie, you're up. Darius, you're up next.
Okay. I will start with as Stopku looks like he's had a little accident. With his bonus action, he will blow out smoke and trust me. So that is going to be 8 healing back to you.
Thank you very
Stopku,
much.
as the healing starts to impact on you, your skin curls as the curse impacts upon you. You do not receive any healing.
Ooh.
Well, bugger.
Very cool.
In which case I will.
For what difference it makes, I have resistance to necrotic and radiant damage.
I say it's bludgeoning for this, unfortunately.
Ooh,
And
interesting. Okay,
the effect is neither of those, unfortunately.
cool.
Well, as he after it doesn't work, he plucks another one of the mushrooms off his shell and throws it at the skeleton over yonder. 9. That's not very good.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you throw past, it sort of ricochets off the dart in his ear, and it just rolls and blows up in the back.
I'd like to say it's one of those feeble ones that just pops like one of those little like popper things that the kids have, you know, when they like explode in a little white con.
Roman candle.
Yeah. Thankfully, just a little. It's like,
Ooh,
Double
okay,
fire.
Darius, you're up.
Let's take some swings. Fetcha.
Oh!
Nice.
So, roll a d12, and then plus 12 and plus your strength.
Roll a d12. Brilliant.
So that's 15 plus your strength.
Strength is around here somewhere. What's plus 5?
So it does 20 points of damage. As you do this, you lop its arm off at the elbow as it just stirs to the floor.
Well, I think we should aim for the other arm.
Go for it. Oh, nice. So another further 7. So again, whoosh, you don't manage to get the full arm. You manage to chop off 2 of its fingers.
Well, I think it's time to second wind, isn't it? Oh, sorry, action surge is the one I was going for.
Absolutely, go for it.
Fetcha.
That's a further 8 points of damage. Nice. It is looking rough.
Fetcha.
You've got
yes.
the blender out.
It is still standing, but it is looking pretty rough.
Why won't you die?
And I need to do something quickly. Succeeds. Fails. The curse on you fails.
Woohoo.
You are no longer cursed by this mummy, Stopku.
Awesome.
That'll be me.
Nice. Okay, top of the round. This skeleton is going to approach you, Doobie, and it's going to try and strike you with its scimitar. Which is going to be 11 to hit. I'm guessing
Doobie.
no.
Sorry,
13.
my headset was muted. Sorry. No, neither of those hit.
Perfect, as it just scrapes across your hard shell.
Yeah.
Cork Pop.
Cool. As that skeleton's doing that, it notices the dart hanging out of Mummy's ear and finds that absolutely hilarious with Tasha's hideous laughter on
Okay.
this skeleton here.
Oh, the skeleton. Okay, it's going to make a wisdom save. That's a 10.
That fails.
Awesome. So as you do that, it starts you sort of weird skeletal laughter because it doesn't have lungs.
Yeah. Would it sit on a wisdom save or fall prone? So it also falls prone, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has fallen prone. It's
Okay,
rolling on the ground,
Yeah.
laughing at your joke. Anything else you Cork Pop?
No, because that's my action done.
Okay. Up
Did
next.
we intentionally skip me? Or...
That was not intentional.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was something to do with the curse ending.
No, it is your go.
Cool. I'm just going to go back to trying to hit it, I think.
Go
So
for it.
take a couple of those. 13 and 15.
Both hits.
Sweet. So we got a 7 and a 4.
Is that adding on your modifier? Yes, it is. So it's 11 points of damage, half down to 6. It is still standing.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay.
Okay. It is its go. It realizes it's in trouble. It's intelligent to know that. However, it's going to use its action to do something rather nasty. Can everyone, in a 20-foot square, so I think that's going to be most people in the room. Let me get that.
I think it's everyone but me and Arthur, isn't it?
Where's the square button? There we go. So, yes, everyone except for Corpo and Arthur. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Yep.
13.
Oh boy, everyone fails. Isn't that a shame? So as you do this, you see inky black darkness fill the room as everyone takes. Everyone takes 12 points of bludgeoning damage as these tentacles batter and wrap you, and they try to restrain you. However, as they start to hold you in place, the spell suddenly fades, as that was enough to kill the scroll mummy as it dies, and it lies down, returning to its resting place.
That was my kill. I did that.
Impressive.
I thought so.
So Arthur comes out of hiding. Well done, us. He retrieves his darts.
How's everyone feeling after that?
I've been better.
Arthur gets out his cigar. It's still broken.
Well, let's have a look, see what I can do.
Oh, I've got something we can use for a short rest, if we're doing a short rest. Or I suppose I can do healing word, but I can only do that a couple of times.
Yeah, I could help, but it's
keep
only
hold
really
of that.
useful for everyone.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I've got a potion of healing somewhere. Where did I put that? There it is.
So Arthur's going to, she's doing that. Arthur's going to start sort of looking into this sarcophagus and seeing what's there, see if the spear's there or anything else.
So you can't see a spear in there, but what you can see is a rather fearsome-looking khopesh, a big curved longsword blade.
Any martial types like this? And he looks at it. Does it look poisoned or anything?
It doesn't look poisoned. It looks horrible. It looks like a really nasty weapon.
See, he reaches in and just holds it between his thumb and his forefinger, and he just lifts it out. So anybody want this? This looks like it could be for you martial types. Don't say I don't share.
Stop, Q. As the potion passes your lips, it is rancid and it burns as it goes down your gullet. You receive no healing.
Oh dear. we might be in trouble.
Yeah. Anyone see a spear in the room?
Oh, should we look in these coffins?
Yeah. Gonna turf the lid off this one.
So with a you manage to turf the lid off. You can see a skeleton, a draconic skeleton on the inside, tail intact. You can see that a long rotted shield and sword remain in there.
Nope. will proceed to do the rest until someone tells me that it's pointless.
Arthur's looking at the mummy and see if there's anything on the mummy at all.
So as you look at the mummy, there's nothing on him, but there is something on him. You realise that he is covered head to toe in magic scrolls, which have been wrapped round him like the bandages of a mummy.
Does it say the Waffle House Bill at the Via Crook on it?
It's long enough.
That's goodness me, he'd need to be a cloud giant for that to work.
Anybody who can he look at it? Can he understand any of the gibberish that's magic?
Do you have any arcane abilities? Can you spellcast at all?
Oh, of course I do. I'm something I'm very good at, but I'd let somebody who would benefit with this more read it. Anybody magical?
I feel
Cork?
like all of us don't have very good arcana skills.
Oh well, I'll tell you what. He sort of unwraps the scrolls then, and he takes them off slowly.
That's fine. So I would just note down you have it's about 10 scrolls, which you'll need some time to decipher.
Well, he won't be able to decipher it because it's not what he can do.
I'm sure you've got contacts.
Oh yeah, he can flog him.
Let's keep moving onwards then.
Did Darius find anything else in any of the skeleton things?
Are you going through all of them, Darius?
Yeah, he was going sarcophagus to sarcophagus, just like lifting the lids off.
So the ones which have been blown off, there's nothing else in there. They just broken remains of these draconic skeletons are around it. In the ones that you haven't opened, it's more of the same. You can see that just these draconic skeletons just lying there. Draconic as in dragonborn rather than dragons.
Yep. Now, this room is tapped.
Well, okay, well, onwards. Oh, stop, Q. You look a little bit worse for wear.
Yeah, I don't feel so hot.
I have something for that.
Really?
Well, I do have some trinkets.
Fair price.
Perhaps afterwards.
All right, well, there if you want them. Okay, off we go. Oh, I suppose I'm in front again, aren't I? And he puts on a pained expression. Okay, so he wanders up this corridor, looking briefly for traps. So, not sort of with his cataracts, he would be looking at disadvantage, I suspect.
You don't see any traps. What you do see are a pair of baleful silver eyes staring back at you as you see this enormous figure sitting on this throne-like item on the back of the room. And as you walk in, he turns to look at you.
So I'll go into the... Oh, I see what you mean. Yep.
How do I share a picture?
It's if the APIs have crashed, you can't.
If the APIs haven't crashed?
You right-click on it. You share. You get the image link. I don't think you've got the API up for that and the macro for that.
Fair enough. That's a shame. So what you see is this mummified figure, desiccated silver scales, staring back at you. You can see a pair of baleful blue eyes underneath, as this appears to be a mummified dragonborn staring back at you.
Ah, hello. I'm Arthur. I've got some trinkets to sell.
As it does, it points a finger at you.
Can he hide behind that pillar?
Yes, you can. As you duck behind the pillar, as you see that this beam just collides with a seemingly invisible wall, and you can just see a layer of frost between the pair of you, just suspended in midair.
He's not friendly.
Should I hit him?
Oh, I think let's put a barrier up So can Arthur pick up a stone and just throw it at the barrier? Or some dust at the barrier?
You do, and as it does, it just clatters off, as though there was a wall there, blocking passage.
You magical type people. Well, what's that?
I mean, I'm sitting there thinking to start with, if he's not going to bother us, we don't bother him.
Looks like magic.
He has tried to bother us.
Well, he's put a wall up, so we can't bother him. So I'm assuming if we don't bother him, he won't bother us.
Okay, so Arthur comes and stands here. Hello! We're looking for the spear which you are guarding. Can we have it?
There is just no reaction.
Does he look? Say he looks mummified, does he?
He looks mummified. You can see he's covered. He's got these silvery, desiccated eyes. The scales are broken away, and he's just scowling at you.
So Arthur gets. Arthur's got is a bit of a medallion man. So he gets a medallion on his chest, and he just starts to fiddle with it. It says, "Can you tell us, please, where the spear is?" And he casts Detect Thoughts using his medallion of Detect Thoughts.
That's fine. So as you do this, I need to check the wording of something quickly. Just to make sure. Bear with me 1 second.
Do you want me to put it in the chat?
So as you cast this through, you can indeed cast this through the wall. You just hear the thoughts of, "I will destroy you, interlopers. Leave."
Well, can you tell us where the spear is, please?
No.
So I'm going to delve deeper into this. Is it a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw?
Okay, bear with me a moment. It's a DC 13. Oh, bug out. The bloody API's broken. No.
What I'll do is I will reset it. Oh, come on. With
I know his modifiers because I've got it up elsewhere. So you try to push into his mind, but like a gate slamming shut, doosh, your spell is rejected out.
he doesn't know where it is.
It definitely in the case it's just shut. You can't get any
No.
further.
I just saying he doesn't know where it is.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, should we? If he's in, should we look at the rest of the room?
Yes, let's do that.
So wander around the room and investigate the coffin. There's a sarcophagus in the middle, is there?
You can see this enormous sarcophagus. It is almost 20 foot long by 10 foot wide.
Is it open?
It is shut. You can see there is a lid over the top of it.
I'm just restarting the sandbox, by the way. Take a while for that to come up. Sorry, you said there's a lid, yeah?
There is a lid on top, correct.
Okay. Any look at it, see if there's anything nasty on it?
Can you roll me an investigation check for this one? Because this one seems more intricate than the others.
22.
22. With a 22, you determine that there is indeed a trap on this. That if you try to open it without disarming it, some sort of liquid would fire out on the opener.
It's trapped. Shall we open it anyway? I can see if I can stop it.
I'll take a few steps back.
Yeah, but some of your help may be a little bit beneficial here. If you want to give me the guidance of your god.
Well, go on then.
He rolls his eyes. Goes up to here, and he uses his thieves' tools. Smithing again. Thieves' tools. With dexterity. 14 plus 1d4. 17.
Oh, it's just enough. So as you get round, you manage to get your thieves' tool into the small little gap, and with that, you manage to bend the little vials. And as they do that, you've sealed them shut.
Well done, Mr. Doobie. Your god is very powerful. Could somebody open this?
I won't be much help with that.
No.
Yup. Fletcher.
And can you just make me a strength check?
Yep.
Because this is big.
I will try and help him as much as I can, which is not very much.
I will guide us again as well, G him up.
The help that Arthur gives is probably more of a hindrance.
So we cancel those out.
19, I think it is, isn't it?
Mm.
So yes, with a 19, with an enormous push, you manage to.
So Arthur's just got one finger and is just pushing it with one finger. There we go. There we go.
Got this.
Perfect. So as you manage to do this, you see underneath this great big skeletal figure. It is enormous. You look at its skull and you realise that unlike the previous ones, it only has a single eye socket in its cranium. And rested across its chest, you see this enormous spear. Made of, it looks like ivory to you, and it's rough. And Darius, you can read, there is a hymn carved into the side of it, hailing the runes wake, the bringer of the end, the scorcher of the earth. And Darius, can you please roll me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage?
I can't make it without disadvantage.
That's a 7.
Mm.
Darius, you grab the spear.
Oh.
Oh dear.
I have a very bad feeling about this.
Me too.
And as you grab the spear, there is a shaking in the room as you look and see suddenly the wall of force around the Guardian drops as he stands up off the throne, and you see a pair of figures next to him also stand up and look towards you.
Oops.
And something else happens. Something very strange. You feel a crackling in the air around the room. Suddenly there's something with a burst of lightning fire of various elements appears on the far side of the room. Oh, wrong layer, apologies. As you see a dragonborn knight, silver in colour, he steps out of this burning circle as he looks towards the lot of you. And I'm going to leave it there.
Can I just add one more thing? There's also a slight smell of the sewer coming from Arthur.
As you see this Dragonborn knight, sword and shield drawn, he seems to have a welcoming smile towards you.
Oh dear.
But I'm going to leave it there for this time.
Fantastic.
I unfortunately have run out of time.
Good clap, everyone. Well done.
Yeah, it's because we waffle too much.
That was fun.
Arthur's done very well out of that.
I'm amazed we made it this far, to be honest.
I'm actually impressed you made it this far.
Yeah, same.
But, well done, guys. I very much enjoyed your characters and the fact that once you realised you couldn't heal, you all went, oh shit.
It was just a slope into death.
Very sneaky.
And you
Especially when all my spells are healing.
But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that.
It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I love being a player character. and just doing his own thing. If you're gonna team up with a thief, what's he gonna do? He's gonna steal from you.
He certainly did the entire time.
He's the most effective rogue I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The thing is, you haven't noticed he's stolen from you yet.
Not yet.
What's the best? That's the best kind of thief, isn't it?
Yeah. But also play along. He's got a bag of expensive gems and a bag of cheap gems, so he can keep swapping and changing them. But he's such a useless character for this sort of adventure.
He's fun though.
I thought, what is the most useless character I could have? A geriatric rogue.
Cataract, so he can't actually investigate.
No, he's got no skill in perception because he's got cataracts.
But I made a cleric who is absolutely abysmal at religion and arcana. However, they are very good with substances.
Excellent.
You're a drug dealer.
Clerics are a bit of a weird one because you'd think that religion would be in their skill set, but it's an intelligence check. So usually the wizard tends to be the best one in the party at it.
That's a bit silly, actually, isn't it? It should be under wisdom, you would think.
It's it's an interesting one because religion is recalling the stuff you read in books and the fables.
So that
and
is
the
intelligence,
stories.
isn't it? Really?
Yeah. A cleric doesn't need to recall that. He just makes up his own fables and sayings.
Well, Baz certainly made it up as he went along. Yeah.
Baz's source was that he made it the fuck up.
I mean, was it Bahamut? Was it Tiamat? It's difficult to remember.
I don't know that second one. I don't know that.
Some god somewhere said something.
Oh, it's nice to be a sort of slightly lower level again, isn't it? But the combats don't last 2 hours each. Excellent.
I thought level 7 was a good. You get to have a feel of your class at a moderate level without being Babby's first adventurer again.
Yeah, but
well, classes in my case.
3, 5, and 7 are always the good one-shot levels.
I say Arthur's pretty useless. He's got very few hit points. Very few. His offensive ability is throwing pub darts. And hitting people with his briefcase.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's quite heavy now, so.
It is. He's got a lot of stuff in it.
I think it does a D20 damage at this point.
Damage.
Well, it's got.
If there's any more in it, it'd become a portable black hole.
Well, how much? I mean, he's got 1,000 gold pieces in it now. So how much is that in weight?
The thing is, if you used it as a weapon and you rolled natural one, the briefcase breaks open.
It will break. Oh yeah, it's got lots of secret compartments in it as well.
Just don't stick it in a portable hole.
But it's not magical.
Oh no, I just don't do that anyway.
Yeah. But as I said, he was the complete. I mean, I think really the wrong character for this adventure, but exactly the right character for me.
So,
It was a good laugh.
I loved all of them. They were all great. Having a Kenku, I love Kenkus.
I'm very much a fan of Cork.
Yeah, Cork. Yep.
That was the sort of point of it. We found a website that did all the name generation, and I saw that and I was like, that's the one.
Yeah. At the moment's notice.
Cool. Well, I'll stop recording. I'm not sure anybody will want to listen to that, but you never know.
I think Ben will.
Ben will. Hi, Ben. You missed out there. All right, stop recording then. And you're going to kill us all. When are you going to kill us all next then?
well, it depends. Next time we can pick this up. I'm more than happy to continue whenever anyone wants.
Now, the music.
Picking up next week is Brick's corpse. Oh no, it's not there anymore.